Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly game master today, because today we are playing Session 2 of our very special Starfinder, or one-shot playing Paizo Publishing's very cool science fantasy game, Starfinder. Now, we are playing through the second part of the Chimera Mystery module from the Threefold Conspiracy adventure path. So if you are playing that, or if you're intending on playing that, there will be spoilers in this. So please don't watch this right now. Come back another time after you've had a chance to play and see how we screwed it up in comparison to how you did it. If you don't intend on playing it, or if you are a DM and you're looking to run this adventure path, then welcome. Let me introduce you to the Starfinders we have with us for today. So, guys, why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing today. First up, we have Dave.
Hey, everybody, I'm Dave. I'm playing Mozo the Magnificent, who is a Skittermander Technomancer.
Yes. Right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And he is level 1, and spotlight's on him always.
Yes, he is an icon as his, it's not background, what is it called? Theme. So he is a stage magician, extraordinaire, although he seems to always get second billing to the amazing Zipzop. But, you know, we're not talking about him.
We won't talk about that.
Next up is Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen, and I'm playing Zeta 5, who is an android mystic, sort of a knight paladin type in space, a space paladin.
Yes, and you are part of a specific chivalric order as well, too, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm part of the Knights of Yomadai?
Galarian.
Knights of Galarian,
yep,
who worship Yomadai.
Correct.
Yes.
Excellent. Next up is Carl.
Hello, I'm playing Dutch, and I'm going to try my best German accent.
Very nice.
Dutch.
And Dutch is a Vesk soldier with the mercenary theme, I believe. Nice. And last but certainly not least is George.
Hey, I'm George. I'm playing Zondo Sakari, who is a human mystic dream prophet.
Now, I was saying on in our last session that you were from Bethesda. You're actually not from Bethesda, are you? You're actually from...
Right. Verses.
What's Verses? Right. Yeah. Oh, is it Verses or is it... No, it's the Liavara.
I have a whole backstory that I wrote that's irrelevant for a Halloween adventure that we're playing 2 games of how that happened. But yes, eventually I went on Liavara.
It's because you procrastinate like the rest of us. I have these pages due for my actual product, or...
Exactly.
I can write up...
I have a great idea for my character.
And I will not correct you. For those who were listening last time, I tipped Bethesda. What it is that there are creatures from Bethesda who traveled over to Liavara, this gas planet, and they were transformed into these kind of crazy, seemingly non-sentient but incredibly powerful psychic creatures. That's where the Dreamers come from, and I imagine there's a much more extensive backstory. And that's the next 4 hours, so George, go ahead.
Here we go. So what happened was, the day after I was born,
Nice. Oh, man. Although if you really want to get it picked up by Netflix, you got to do it in a southern accent. So...
Well, that's definitely not going to happen. I cannot do accents to save my life.
You and me both, brother.
Okay. Are you kidding?
So then, next thing, guys, is let's talk about what's happened thus far. So what we do know is that all of you are travelers on a kind of a commercial vessel known as the Chimera. And the Chimera is a class of vessel, is it again? It is Sandoval is the manufacturer, Palanquin, a Palanquin class vessel. Anna is also very interested in playing Starfinder because she's been pushing one of my books open.
She's upset there's no dog humanoid character.
In this camp, no. Next time I'm doing.
Or in 5e.
Are they Vulpine?
We have Tabaxi, but.
Well, we do in Starfinder. We do in Alien Archive 2 or 3. They introduce. I think they're called the Vulpine. Or something like that. It's
that sounds right.
Yeah, there's dog people and there's
fox people, I guess.
Yep. No, these are actually full on dog. They look like wolves. Yeah, I mean they're Vargr, honestly. They're Vargr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, we were commenting about that 5e doesn't have. They have gnolls, but those are hyena men.
Yeah, they're
Or
yeah,
hyena
yeah.
folk.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you guys began your journey on the Chimera, and it seems like this has been a bit of an unusual trip, though. Let's first introduce the crew of the Chimera who were taking you there, taking you to Absalon Station. You guys are all traveling from, I think it's Freedom Station to Absalon Station. Your captain was is, I should say, a Kasathan named Captain Ramim V. Ciala Corsen. You haven't actually met him yet, but you have heard a bit about him. You also heard about Grath Matek, the Yasaki pilot of this. You have not met him, but you have heard him as well. You have met the first officer, Lozu Pahir, a human. You also have got to know quite well the Chimera's chief engineer, Keeve Cadens. There's Keeve. He is a Riforian. No, he's not a Riforian. He is a Mariquai. The Riforian is the security officer. So the security officer, speaking of that, is Algiada Iom, right here. She is a Autumn Riforian, the security officer, but something has happened with her. And the last, and depending on your priorities, perhaps most important, is, of course, Song, the android who runs the ship's galley. Now, in addition to the U4, you guys have also met some other passengers on the vessel as well, too. One who's been particularly friendly with you is Professor Brodent Benjamin, right there. He seems to be transporting something back, and he seems to be a little concerned about what's happened on the vessel. There is Jincharoga, a hobgoblin, who is traveling with a retinue of space goblins as well. They have gotten on Song's last nerve, it seems, last time. And where is he? Trostanek. Here we go. The other Vesk on board, a Veskian who Zeta 5 recognized as a bounty hunter. Now, the trip thus far, guys, has been a bit eventful. What happened last session?
Couple of things.
One or two.
So we were obviously heading to Absalom Station. I'll make it. I'll give the highlights. We were in the galley at some point, and we wound up battling these space lice that attacked, and they dripped acid when they died. Their blood was acidic. We thankfully took care of them, ingratiating ourselves to certain crew members, including the bartender. We found out that, the next thing that happened was we started hearing basically things in the vents, and weren't sure what those were. The drift engine broke down on the ship. The chief... Actually, wait, I don't remember which chief this was that went missing that we first heard of, the security chief, or was it Algiada?
The security chief is the one who was
missing.
apparently
so
missing.
Algiada went missing. Zeta 5 heard something being dragged through the vent, and then we told the professor, and we asked him to help us find the chief. We went down to engineering to search, and
I think
saw
he approached you, didn't he?
Yeah, he came to us and said he's got something valuable and he's worried about what's going on, and he heard stuff in his vents too, and
then the engine failed as well, right?
The security chief is missing. Those asteroid lice where it came in like this little cube. They popped out of a cube that the professor had and it broke. So some sort of things that shrinking technology, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
That we don't understand.
I did take notes, Dave. As per usual, because of my very short-term memory. While searching the engine, Mozo was able to help Keeve out with everything and saved Keeve from being killed because it turned out it had been sabotaged. by somebody.
Oh yeah. Mozo almost got blown up.
Yeah, and Keith surely would have been killed. So it's developed a connection with him. Keith said he thought he saw Algiada and Trostanek, that Vesk bounty hunter, together in the past. So we started to realize there's some connection there.
And then when we were down earlier to incinerate the bodies of the lice, we saw them down there hanging out.
Right, that's right. In fact, we went back to the incinerator, and that's where we found this Idari sculpture. That was of the vessel that carried the Ketsathans to the Pact Worlds. And there was blood on it, on the tip, and it was less than a day old. Oh yeah, there it is. And we figured out it was definitely Kasathan blood. So we went back to Kyiv. We linked our comms to him. So that we could not have to constantly go back to engineering. And he said that sculpture definitely belonged to the captain. So we had him contact the captain, who did respond, but didn't seem like him. Didn't seem like the captain. And then we discovered, I can't remember if it was from Kyiv or somebody else might know, that Trostanek's cargo was big enough to hold both a Vesk and a human.
Yeah.
And we had decided then to go down to the cargo area, and I don't know if at that point, and that was the end, but I don't know if I think that's everything. But
yeah, I believe we ended with Carl yelling out, "Get to the cargo!"
My goal is to
awesome.
Quote references to Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll get stabbed or something, so I can do that one too.
That is
excellent.
My goal is to cram in as many sci-fi quotes as I can into this game, because that really is the only reason I play Starfinder.
Perfect.
All right, so let's quickly move to our map of the Chimera. So, guys, this is, of course, your home for the journey. Let me get it out here. Come on, you.
Did we try to see? I know we determined that the sculpture wasn't magical. Does the sculpture have any hidden compartments? Does it come apart? I don't think we tried that. I don't know
yeah, I mean, anybody who wants to take a look at it.
I mean, I guess I suggested it, so I can do it.
It'll probably be, I think, a sleight of hand, or is it sleight of hand? Hold on, let me make sure.
I'm gonna break
Using the right game here. Yep, sleight of hand or engineering. I think either of those. I'll let you go ahead. So anyone who wants to take a look at the sculpture of the Idari, that Kasathan sculpture, go right ahead.
Dutch, I'm gonna guess that it'd be good to hand it to Mozo to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got 4 arms, so it must be better.
Yep.
4 arms are better than 2.
So his hands are flying all over this thing. Oh man, but Zondo at 20. So Mozo, you're looking over this thing and they're definitely, maybe is there a hidden compartment? Is there something in here? And Zondo, you look at it and you touch it for a second, and then Mozo goes, and it breaks the base.
Oh.
I saw this last night in my dream. This was supposed to happen.
I saw you taking responsibility for this.
Yes. You said that if you hadn't been manhandling it, this wouldn't have happened.
No, I'm kidding. You can search the thing over. There's nothing in here. There's no. It's a solid thing apart from the bit of what you think is blood on the sculpture. That's it. Now, do you want to keep this thing with you guys? Because it's not small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we put it? Why don't we put it? Should we put it in one of our quarters and try to lock it in there somehow? Well, although that might look like evidence. That
looks a little incriminating.
Yeah.
Keith's certainly got a lot of places down here that you can hide. I mean, you guys found it underneath one of those, the racks of electronics or whatever.
Yeah, maybe we could.
It was pretty close to the incinerator. We could just toss it in and hope that gets rid of it.
Yeah, I know, but...
Well, we might need we might need that evidence, potentially.
Evidence, yeah.
And does it have any, actually, to Arlen's point, does it have any burn marks or anything on it because of being close to the incinerator? No, okay.
Nope.
I feel like I think we trust Kyiv at this point.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right? Or do you still have concerns?
No, I think he seems good. He gave us healing potions, right? And gave
Yeah.
Dutch an anti-grenade field or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Frag grenade.
All right. So then, guys, where to now? The cargo deck is on the middle deck.
Yeah.
Or the
Go
cargo
check out
hold.
the cargo deck.
So if you guys head
That's
up, you'll be going up the. I remember 5.
Oh, were we gonna rush to the cargo deck, or we were gonna? I think
we were
can
gonna
stop
check
by-
that Trostnik is in his room. Check if he's
Right.
there first, and go up the back stairs, and then check his room, and then that way he hopefully couldn't slip past us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you
Maybe
guys.
we should split the group.
Mwah. Always ends well.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys make your way up to the second, or to the middle deck here, and you guys can see no one's in the corridor here. At the far end of the hallway, there is the galley, or the what do you call it? The dining hall. You walk up to Trosta next door, which looks identical to all the rest of yours. And what do you guys do? There's probably some, like, a space equivalent of a doorbell kind of thing, like to notify the people within.
Mozo looks at Dutch and goes, "Best, best."
Yeah. So Dutch is gonna knock on the door.
Okay. I jogged it too hard. So you knock on the door. No answer.
Snack. I have some music to share. Music from our homeworld. Some heavy Adventine music.
No answer.
So Dutch looks at shrugs his shoulders. He's not home.
All right,
You're right.
then
Or
to the
he's-
cargo hold.
Or he may be dead in there.
What?
So well, if you say that, Bess is gonna get his Dochko ready if you want me to break in. But someone might have a
Oh, let's not be too hasty here. We don't need to start smashing doors down.
little one. You are wise.
Mozo, you have quite a talent with electronics and engineering. Could you perhaps open the door for us without forcing us to break it down?
I could try. Certainly better than hammering away on it with some large item.
Okay.
Like the sculpture.
Now, do you wish... let's see here. Do you care if anyone notices that you've opened this? Like, assuming you don't have some kind of magical way of opening this, you could use engineering to try to, effectively disable the door and get it to open up. Or you can try and hack the door using computers, but that is... we talked about last time. It's challenging because you need to have generally you need to have access in order to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and they've got their whole network on lockdown here, which is
Yeah.
Now you notice that.
So maybe engineering to try and pop the local door.
Sure. So it'll be a DC 15 if you don't care if someone will notice that the door's been open, or a DC 20 if you want to conceal that you've picked the lock effectively. What do you think?
DC 15.
See, we're playing a story game where we're playing with intent and task.
Play to the crowd is what I always say.
I'll just blame it on somebody
Oh,
else.
and you guys have, of course, 4 points of Astonishing Fortune, which will refresh at our mid-session break.
Cool.
So we'll just casually. Ooh, very nice.
Holy smokes. Yeah, okay, so you pull the door open, pop it open, there's 2 things you do, and then the door opens up, and you guys can see that there is no one within. However, let's see what else is in there. Let's say Space Fang Dragon. Pretty cool.
And one of those little cubes that it just breaks.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be so
This thing's so
awesome.
beautiful.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
God.
totally use that.
This would be the adventure for it to happen. It's Halloween. It's a second of a 2-shot adventure.
Oh, man. Yeah, introduce a dragon, breaks open the ship, you all die. The end. So...
They're not called fang dragons, and they're called what? Crates? They're called crates.
they're Vibro Fang Dragons. All right. Crate Dragon is actually better.
Crate dragon, right? From the Star
Star Wars
reference, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So let me see here.
Great dragon. That's great.
Okay, so I'm trying to find it here, guys. Here we go. Don't worry. I found it. All right, so you got it open. The room is much like the other passenger cabins. The bed is unmade and tossed as if by a restless sleeper. But the rest of the room is tidy and free of personal effects. A shiny, hard-shelled suitcase is tucked under the desk. What are you guys going to do? You look back and forth, and you look at the broken kind of engineering, or the housing unit for the comm thing to access the door. Mozo kind of pushes it up once and it falls, and pushes it up again and it falls. And
Duct tape.
Okay. So you walk in, you grab the suitcase, and you throw it on the bed, pop the locks, and toss it open. Inside the suitcase, there are a jumbled mess of clothing. Mozo, what is your perception bonus?
I have no points and no...
You know what?
It's
Do not
just
worry.
two.
I actually rolled terrible for you anyway. Zondo,
Right.
what is your perception bonus?
My perception bonus is an 8.
Okay. So while Mozo's kind of like leafing through this stuff and poking in, what you see is that in one of the interior pockets, there's just a little bit of something poking out that's quite colorful. And if you grab it, it is a small package that appears to have been gift wrapped. And there is when you pick it up, there's a holographic tag that activates, something that's often embedded in these kind of paper, that reads in Vesk, which Dutch I know you understand, but I don't know who else understands Vesk. It reads, "From your loving wife." And you also can see, as Mozo's tossing things aside, out of the corner of your eye, you see an undershirt tossed over. And you say, wait. And you pull it up, and it is like a t-shirt, a white t-shirt that has a splotch of dried blood on it.
This is what I believe we were sent to find by the Akashic universe.
Spots of blood everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's one splotch. Or is it like a spray, Kev?
Well, look. So I suggest that he must have been in a hurry. He just packed things up fast.
I do not know. I'd like to check out, investigate in terms of figuring out what kind of blood
Sure.
it might be.
So you can take a look. It definitely looks different from the blood. Just color-wise, it's different from the blood on the statue.
Mm-hmm.
But you can give me a life science or a medicine check, whichever you
I'll go
prefer.
with medicine. I'm better at that.
Okay.
18.
Just what you need. So
Cool.
you can tell that the blood is about a couple of days old, but you cannot tell what species it comes from.
Okay.
Okay. If you had done better, perhaps you could have understood that.
Mm-hmm. This mystery is not yet meant to be revealed to us, but someone's blood is on this.
You can see as well, too, I think, Zeta, as you're inspecting the desk, there is a folded note on there.
All right, I'll unfold the note.
You can tell that it is on, when you open it up, just because of your background, it's on military stationery, and the location of this, where it comes from, is Vesk 2, one of the planets in the Veskarium, in the Vesk system. It's pre-printed to show that it's from the office of Brigadier Alonia Sobok, another Vesk. And it has Vesk writing on it. Do you read Vesk?
I do read Vesk.
Okay. What it reads is, Trostanek, I love you. You are free to engage in your hobby, traipsing across the galaxy. I want you to live your life despite how I miss you. But remember your vow to me. Although I have been tolerant of your previous infidelities, Mother is well able to find out and is not as forgiving. Have a care. Your Alonia. Carl, you've got... Dutch has a soldier background, right? Give me a profession soldier check. I'll give you a +5 to that as well.
This clothes are boring.
22.
So, I think that what you can tell is by looking at this stationery, it looks genuine, and it looks like it's from a brigadier in the Veskarium military.
Scandal.
The other thing we should remember, because I forgot it, is that the data on the ship only goes back 1 year. So somehow that plays into what's going on.
This note, incidentally, speaking of a year, is not dated.
That's interesting, too.
And this is kind of funny. Anyone trained in culture?
I am.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a culture roll. Anyone else who's trained can go right ahead as well. Nat 20 from Zeta 5.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, so Zeta, you're the one who definitely gets this. So this is in the module, and you guys tell me if this is necessary or not. Any PC who succeeds at a DC 15 culture check gets the context of this message. Trostanek is married to a powerful soldier in the Veskarium who doesn't approve of his extramarital antics, or at least her mother doesn't.
Wait. We're supposed to get that based on that letter?
I had to read it over 2 times, and I'm like, hold on, am I missing something? What is...
That wasn't clear at all. I had no idea.
Like, who?
So,
It's a good thing. Zeta 5, who is not normally so understanding about this thing, has a really strong understanding about this. He really knows.
Well,
I'm pissed.
the funny thing is, that shit wouldn't have been in there if it didn't come up during a playtest. So
Right.
some,
Yeah.
some people were like, what does this inscrutable message mean? What could it possibly
if the
portend?
players are complete morons, please club them over the head with some exposition so that they understand.
Yeah.
But only if their characters are smart enough.
That's a great example of what's been going on in some of the podcasts about giving clues. You have to roll for clues. I don't know.
Yeah, my goodness. Like, that's just...
Wow.
Oof. So here's what
All
else
right.
is in the thing.
It's a great adventure, though. It is a great adventure.
It is a phenomenal adventure. Yeah, no, it's... I'm and clearly, again, like, that wouldn't be in there if it didn't show up in some playtest. So
Exactly.
clearly,
Yeah.
it may have been necessary for some folks, but...
I'm out of
well, and like, if it's young kids playing, maybe they wouldn't.
depending on the age. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
don't
it was the
know.
mother part. Maybe it was the mother part. You're like,
Yeah,
No.
When it says mother is not pleased. I mean,
she told her mom, and her mom didn't like it.
yeah.
Okay.
It's on a success. The PC surmises Trostanek might have trouble at home if his wife or mother-in-law discovers his fling.
No, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah. Anyway, what you also find in there is the suitcase also
gave permission.
Yeah, exactly. It's the get out of jail free. She was on the list. The suitcase contains 2 rolls of ion tape and a gold-plated zip stick. So it's a portable way of transporting credits. It's also an untraceable way of transporting credits. So
Trostanek is not in an ethically non-monogamous relationship, is what we're getting.
there you go. So, anything else you wish to do in here? Or what do you make of all this information? Jokes about the letter aside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like we should get to the cargo hold, unless somebody has any way to figure out whose blood this is on the shirt.
I mean,
It's not like a special vest color or anything like that.
Vesk don't have there's nothing as specific about the Vesk blood as there is, like, say, with the Kisathan or like Shirin or Android for that matter. Now, what you could, does anyone have training in life science apart from Zondo?
That definitely
No.
does not.
Okay. So no, it's
And by the way, I don't even have training. I just have a +2.
Oh, okay.
I use my medicine which I had training in.
Yeah. So then, guys, what are you doing with this the suitcase and the the note and all this other stuff? Are you keeping any of this stuff? Or are you stuffing it away and then
We should
leaving
put it all back exactly as it was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
except maybe the shirt with the blood on it. That we should keep, because it
I
could
think
be
we should break the
evident.
vent and make it look like a goblin snuck in here.
Yeah, it's devious.
So
Can you check the vents
Not a
and
bad
see
idea.
if there's been goblin tracks going through?
Yeah, you can get down. I mean, vents in roughly the same place here as it is or it was in Zeta 5's cabin. So if you get down there again, I mean, Mozo, you don't really have to get down, I guess. You can just be there. If you look over, anyone who is inspecting, why don't you give me a perception check, please? Let's see how much you can gather from here. Pretty good, Mozo. Wow. Zeta 5, not bad as well. So, Mozo, you get right down there. And, it's strange, but when you get up to the vent and you kind of touch it, it falls down. And you don't need to, you're quite good with engineering, so you don't need to know. The bolts that seem to have secured this thing in seem to have been pushed out.
Bolts have been pushed out. This is not normal. It's almost like we didn't need to set this up.
Or is it like someone set this up for us to find?
If you look inside, Zeta, I think you're the one who had the better frame of reference on this, but you get down to your knees once Mozo opens that up and you look inside the vent again. I think it was you who saw this before. Remember that film that I described seeing on the inside of there too?
Mm-hmm.
It's in here as well.
Are you saying, Sando, that perhaps a goblin snuck in here and planted this bloody shirt so that we would find it and it would incriminate the Vesk?
There are many possibilities in the universe, and that seems like it might be one of them.
I love that Zondo's like Charlton Psychic. I'm getting an M name. M?
Yeah.
M?
Let me see. Does someone here have a relative?
Yeah. Margaret? Mandy? No? Mandy? Maybe Amanda? No?
But that slime isn't goblin. The goblins don't have exude slime from their.
And it's not like a thick. It's not like a thick like layer or whatnot. It's the kind of residue you might get like when a someone sits on leather in hot weather. There's that like sweat or whatever that is left behind.
So yeah, our previous theory was that this was made by goblins in the other vents. The idea that a goblin snuck in here while Trosnick was sleeping and then planted a bloody shirt in his suitcase seems a little far-fetched to me.
Well,
And it seems even less likely that a goblin would have access to, Veskarium stationery to plant this evidence about him having a, rough marriage life and all that sort of stuff. So
We should put everything back as we found it.
what if the letter and the gift were there already, and it's just the bloody shirt that's been mixed in with his clothing that is the plant? And what if it happened after he left? Because he's clearly not in his room now, so there's got to be some duration of time that he's been gone from this room, and the goblins must know when that is.
And the shirt I found just hung over the edge. It wasn't inside the suitcase.
No,
Is that
it was
right?
as Mozo was sort of rooting through.
It was okay.
And remember, Mozo is only about 3 feet tall, so it's sort of like him,
Right.
And he's
Okay,
got so many
yeah.
hands that like it's lots of shit flying up at the same, as he's going from
Right.
one, bringing it out from one side of the suitcase to the other side of the suitcase, and you happen to spot that, and you happen to spot the gift that was concealed in there too.
Well, I think we have many possibilities, maybe some probabilities, but we do not know the full truth. But someone else did come through that vent. That seems clear.
Maybe they didn't plant something, maybe they took something.
Possibly.
What are the protocols for privacy in these rooms? A standard protocol for privacy on board a passenger ship? Would there possibly be cameras in here?
Well, Keith told you that the cameras on board haven't been working for months.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there's not. I think that was part of the reason you guys felt comfortable breaking into here, right? Is that there's never going to be any evidence apart from the broken.
But we got the
casing.
we got the ion tape to put.
Yeah.
Isn't that duct tape? Is that Starfinder duct
Ion
tape?
tape? I think it is. I think it's just like space. It's in the armory.
That's funny.
If you got access to the armory, it's on page 105. I think. Oh, it's also on the what is it? Archives of Nethys. I think they have everything from Starfinder on there. Here we go.
Okay.
Ion tape.
I'll look it up. Don't worry about it.
Cool.
Oh,
Excellent.
Oh, it has
50
something to
feet
do
of tape. Easy to cut or tear when it's exposed to an electrical charge. It bonds into a single mass of plastic-like material, getting a hardness of 8 and 15 hit points. When used to bind a creature, a few strips of activated ion tape require a successful DC 28 strength to break. A second jolt from electrical source causes it to revert back to its weaker ribbon state, at which point it can be torn easily. Huh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, we could take one and leave one. Could come in handy.
Mozo's
Yeah.
personal log. All right. So then, what would you guys like to
Nice.
do next?
Go to the.
I mean,
But
are we taking the shirt? Just to be
which
clear?
among you has the highest sleight of hand? I believe it's Mozo, but
Ha! I bet you it's me.
Fine, but Moses like a magician,
sure it
right?
is.
So,
Mozo,
Yeah.
what's your bonus?
Mozo's total is 7.
7, okay. All right, so Mozo is the one who puts everything back in a position, and you get the distinct impression this isn't the first time that Mozo's tossed a room and then put it back as if he wasn't there.
Whatever do you mean?
So you get out and you see there's that broken casing still. Did you want to try and do anything about that, or are you just going to leave it as is?
So I was putting things back. I didn't know if I had to make a check, but
I made it for you because it's a secret as to how successful.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, let's try to re-engineer the door so that no one knows we were there, because that's exactly what I would do.
You know, I'll let you use your nat 20. Let's not let that go to waste.
nice.
So you get it up, and just a little kind of nicks of ion tape in there. You put it up, and
That's a 28 then.
wowzers. So yeah, and then I'm not sure what. Do you have anything that gives it a little electrical charge?
That gives it an electrical charge.
Do you have what cantrips do you have? Do you have I can't remember what it's called, something spell?
Energy ray.
Say again?
Energy ray.
Energy ray will certainly do it, but that's a little more juice than what you need.
electric arc or something, I think it's what it's called.
That's a PF2.
Psychokinetic hand.
Token spell. Do you have token spell?
Token spell. Oh yeah, token spell. Right.
That'll be enough to do a little zip of power in there. So if you want to just like get that stuff in place and then tell us what it looks like as you cast the spell.
Well, you've only seen one other spell so far. You're not going to be totally surprised though that when Mozo starts to cast, you've got 6 hands moving, and all of a sudden there's like little spotlight cameras and stuff shining around him for a second, and then they turn into a little energy bar.
And you guys are surprised. It like you would think there was nothing that ever happened to that stuff. So you guys head down the corridor past the dining hall. And you see Song is active in there too. When you pass by Jinchiroga's cabin, you can hear the sound of her and her goblins in there. But then you make your way down. You pass the exercise or the gym. There's nothing going on in there either. Now, which hold do you want to go? There's the hello, sweetie. There is the port cargo hold or the starboard cargo hold.
Did we have indication of where this guy's stuff was?
I think you were told he was in the port so the port being the left.
Left, yeah.
Mhm.
So it's still in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
Yes, I know. Hello. Okay, so you head on down there. Now, as you make your way in there, give me a sec here. All right, all right. Got it? Okay.
Something seems off with the Akashic record. I cannot put my finger on it. Perhaps I should meditate. Although,
I could say
let me wait.
metagame.
Perhaps I should metagame this.
Perhaps I should metagame.
Okay, so you guys get over here. Which door do you want to go in? The fore or aft?
I'm just following. I'm not good at these decisions. So wherever you guys go, I will go.
Okay.
Are there-
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we don't know. We don't have a number or anything of his cargo. I don't think. I don't
No,
remember.
I mean, you guys are free to go in here. Like, there's, you know,
Okay.
yeah. So you hit the door. It opens up, and what you see within is a bit of a surprise. You can see that Trostanek lies sprawled unconscious, one bruised eye amid the shipping containers.
Huh.
And what then kind of stomps out is, let me see here, this.
The robot.
It looks at you with the, there's a little like digital face that appears in there. It's a stylized thing in the middle of the heart. It looks like a humanoid wearing over-padded armor, standing near a large open crate. The lights surrounding its cardioid-shaped faceplate glow an ominous red as it scans the hold, and a small arm mounted to its shoulder, which I guess is not in... Someone didn't follow the art direction. So it's hidden in this illustration. It comes up and looks over, and as soon as it sees you guys, it kind of, the red face, the little dots for eyes, and a face kind of across, goes down, so it's frowning, and you hear a as something is shot. Okay, can you please stop?
So this little blue
Get out of here.
hitting you in the arm the whole time.
She's so excited. I've been talking to her about this robot all day. And she's just so excited for this robot to show up. So give me a sec here. Let me. we're gonna do this theater of the mind again, guys, just because it's easier that way. And it'd be a nice change up. Let me bring down the robot, and I'll set up a health bar here, and then I'll make my attack roll against you. I mean, then I'll make my dispensing of candy roll. Hold on.
Excellent. Okay, good.
That's what that sounds like, right? All right, here we go.
So it surprised us, I guess. That would happen.
Yeah, it's giant. It's Robo Pez.
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. All right, so this thing fires, and I think, am I right in thinking that Dutch is the one first up there?
Yeah,
You're at the front.
He's checking out the vest. He had to, checking it.
Yeah, so you're starting to make your way towards the Vesk. Who would be behind Dutch?
Curious Mozo, probably.
Okay, so Mozo's walking kind of right behind him. Zeta 5 and Zondo, where would you be in relation to the cargo hold, do you think?
I would be trying to head. My intention would be to go stand in the very direct center of the whole hole to like absorb the energies.
Okay, so you're a little bit. Sounds good. So you're a little bit off from him. And how about you, Zeta 5?
I'm probably like the last through the door, kind of checking back down the hallway to make sure that nobody is watching us.
Okay, so then it's only going to be Dutch and Mozo who may be affected by this. And I mean, it's rare that I got to use a temporal shunt grenade on anyone. So, I hope you enjoy the future.
Yeah, thankfully.
Oh boy. Okay, so I definitely got a hit. I hit 27 KAC. This little canister comes towards you guys, and then it explodes out. And I need... hey, do not eat that. She likes Starfinder so much that she wants to chew in the armory. You.
No.
She was chewing on her toy, and it happened to be on top of the armory, so it just kind of was collateral damage.
Ah.
It makes sense. She was trying to remind me that this thing does area of effect. So what I need is from Dutch and Mozo, would you kind of give me a reflex save, please?
That's
Nice. So Mozo, I think Dutch, you sort of like, wow, and get underneath where Dutch is. This thing goes off, and these sticky filaments fill up over you, and then quickly harden. Would you give me a 2d4 roll, please?
Oh, it's 2d4.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, so 5 rounds. You can use your action to try and get out of here.
Okay.
But you are held in place by this, and you can hear the robot say, it kind of like turns blue. First subject secured. And then it goes back to red in that angry face and begins stomping towards Mozo. Guys, everyone click on your token. Let me make sure I got the turn order cleared out here. Remove all turns. Yes. And let's roll initiative. Hello. Hello. Okay, let me add a turn for this guy. What do we got here? That is...
It looks like Zeta 5 bought the discount initiative.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I got all the time in the world.
Zeta 5 is deliberate, not quick.
Yeah.
Right. We need somebody like that.
Well, you know what it is? He's quite convinced that something may... Like, I can see that there's a clear and present danger in front of us, but what about the hallway? It is seemingly empty. Let me make sure there's nothing there first. All right, hit descending. All right, so then, Dutch, you are up first. What would you like to do?
I'm going to try to break out. Do I use strength or...
you can use
athletic?
strength or escape artist.
Okay.
I think there is an escape artist, right?
Yeah, I'll use...
No, there isn't. There isn't. You would use athletic or acrobatics.
Okay, so I'll use strength because, I mean, I guess acrobatics, I have like an armor check penalty on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, strength.
Yeah, it doesn't help with securing you in place with that golden plate. Oh, so close. You want to astonishing fortune that?
I think I'll use Astonishing Fortune.
Go ahead, make a reroll.
We have our, might as well use our pool, right?
Absolutely. Who wants to play the role of John today?
Yes,
Nat
there you go.
20. So you know what I'll let you do, Dutch? You break out of this. I'll let you take an action too, because you got a crit.
Okay.
Standard action.
But this seems like it's hostile.
It's definitely hostile. Yeah, I think these are often used as security robots. This is a particular... You don't know necessarily this particular model, but these are incapacitator robots.
Okay.
Helpful in the trade that this guy has, right? As a bounty hunter?
So I can't rush up and attack it, right? Because that's like two things.
That'll be two... oh, you guys charges a full round action. Yeah, can't do that, but...
So I guess I could throw like something at it.
You could, or you can draw and fire a weapon as well too, because you've got a +1 BAB, so you can do that as. Sorry, you can only do that as part of a move though.
Right.
So what do you think?
I'll probably like move for cover. Like there's plenty of crates and boxes.
Sure. Yeah. So you go racing over to try and get cover. Excellent. Next up
and
is.
And you said that the Vesk was down by the crates, right? So I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll try to get near him because I want to drag him to safety.
Okay. I'm going to change its voice because I really want to do a Robbie the Robot voice. Then, like, vaguely panicked, like, sound. Okay, so this thing, it will...
You cannot hold me!
Warning! Warning! Free, Vesk subject is free! Warning! And it turns towards you again, Dutch. And then that thing on its shoulder, it... turns around, it rotates, and then fires, and something hits with electricity that blows across your... There we go. Across the crate that you're standing in front of, and then it starts stomping towards you. Apprehension in progress. Zondo, what are you doing?
So as all this like happened in that few seconds of time, Zondo is standing there, his eyes closed, and we see over in the background over his shoulder, Dutch get stuck with this thing and break out. All stuff is happening. He's like, I feel something is amiss.
Yes.
and then I turn around like, son of a, and then I look for the closest, if I can find some kind of small object.
Yep.
I'm gonna use a telekinetic projectile.
Yeah. So you definitely.
I hit it twice by accident. I the first one is count.
All right. So you hit twice. Let's see. How did the first one do?
First one I did not do well.
KAC 11. It bounces off of its it's kind of like bulky hide there, but then it turns towards you and it says, "Warning! Warning! Magician! Capture imminent!" When it starts stomping towards you.
I'd like to point out that I'm. Oh.
Yeah. Then it is Mozo. What do you do, Mozo?
So I've got this psychokinetic hand, which is it kind of like Mage's hand or whatever?
It's Space Mage hand. Yep.
Space Mage hand. Because Mozo he saw this thing shoot stuff out. He's thinking we could just put a Mage hand over top. Maybe that'll stop it. I don't know.
You know that Mage hand, psychokinetic hand only lifts 5 pounds, so it'd probably blow right through that.
Oh, right, because the force will go through it.
Yeah. But Mozo would know that. Well, so what is Mozo thinking?
Well, then Mozo thinks let's magic missile it.
Oh, nice. Are you spending your full round doing that?
Full round.
Okay. So, and again, little spotlights show up, and then these things go off. Such a total of 12 damage. Nicely done. Get this here. Warning! Other caster! Warning! Magician!
Magnificent magician!
Rodent identified. Next. Zeta 5. The hallway, so here's the good news. The hallway appears to be fully safe.
All right. Then I'm going to... So I can use my regular action as a move action to draw and move, right? Because I don't have a base attack bonus of +1.
Yeah, if you don't have a BAB of +1...
so I can... but what I'm saying is, I can draw and move in, but not actually attack.
If you spend it, let's say if you spend a point of astonishing fortune, I'll let you do it. It's one of those. You know what? Fuck it. Go ahead and do it. It's one of those things that's a really weird rule because everybody gets a BAB.
I can also stand and wait and just move in next turn.
Well, the thing is, by level 2, that rule never applies ever again. Because everybody gets a +1 BAB, so it's a weird thing. Let's just say you can do it.
Actually, no. Let's, instead of moving in, I'm going to do like I did before, because I think it's an appropriate thing, that I draw my sword and give a sort of duelist salute to my enemy.
Okay. Sure, that sounds good. I'll give you a point of astonishing fortune for that. That's pretty good.
Oh, look at that.
Nice. Next up, Dutch. So this thing seems to be confused as to which of you guys it's targeting.
Okay, let me see. I
think
think
now upside.
All right, I think as dang. I have my Doshko, so I guess I can move and attack it.
Yep.
But it looks like it's going to shoot more grenades, I guess. That's what it's trying to do.
These things tend to be equipped with a lot of them.
All right. I think I'm gonna instead drag the body of the Vesk to safety.
Okay.
As one. At my action, and as a move action, activate that grenade scrambler.
Okay, yeah, sure. Is that a one-time?
It says I can activate it as a move action.
Okay.
I don't know if it's one time.
Is that a one-time use thing or what? I'll let you figure that out. So you've activated that?
Capacity 20, usage 5 per round. So it has charges.
Okay, so there you go. So you activate the thing. All right, next is the incapacitator. So the last thing that drew its attention was Mozo. So it turns to you, Mozo, and it's going to spend a move action to stomp over, and it only gets to make one attack then. So it tries to hit you. Let's see here. I rolled a 20 against KAC.
Yep.
Did I beat you by 4?
My KAC is only 14, so beat me by 6.
By 6. Okay, so then what that means is you take 11 points of non-lethal damage, and this thing has grabbed you. And it announces to all of you, rodent secure.
So that's blue points?
Stamina, yes. Your stamina points go down first, and then it is your hit points afterwards.
Okay, and that's the red ones?
Yes. All right, next up is Zondo Sakari. What are you doing, Zondo?
I see that my companion has been grabbed by this thing, and so he thinks about drawing his laser pistol to try to find something else in the room to hurl at it telekinetically. So he will do that.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Oh, no. I am too freaked out.
You want Astonishing Fortune that?
I think I do.
Okay,
I'm afraid for my companion here.
Yep.
Oh, man. Well, I used up my 20 right away, so...
Not great.
This is what happens.
Mozo, you are currently grabbed. Let me just quick check here and see if you can. I don't think you can cast spells when you're grabbed, but you can try and escape. Let's see here. Grab. 276. Here we go. All right, so you are... grappled. You can't move. -2 to your AC. Your attack rolls, so like everything. Can't use stealth. Can't perform actions that require 2 hands. You can't make attacks of opportunity. Doesn't say anything
I
about...
have 6 hands. How many did it grab?
It was more that it's grabbed your whole body, because it's much bigger than you. You can make a escape artist, or not escape artist, an acrobatics check if you like, to try and get out of this. Let's see here. And then I think that is opposed by their fort save. But let's see here. Escape. Oh, no, their KAC. Yes, you're grappled, so it's 10 plus the grappler's KAC. So this is actually a 26 is what you need to get out of this grapple.
Wow.
What are you thinking, Mozo? I don't see anything about you not being able to cast spells when you're grappled. So if you have a spell you want to cast, you go nuts.
Like polymorph into something smaller, so I can get dropped maybe, or...
If you spend polymorph, you know what I'll give you is I'll give you +4 to your acrobatics check to escape. So I'll bring it down to a 22 acrobatics you need.
But I have an ability that gives me a +2 racial bonus to grappling.
I'll let you escape. Well, it's to grapple, not to escape a grapple. I think that's because you're 6 arms.
Right. Okay, I'm going to crack off. Oh wait, do I have a spell? I have to double check.
We used magic missile today, and then is that it? Or have you...
I've used twice.
Oh,
the other one was the last day.
Yeah,
right.
That was last day.
Where's my list of spells? How many slots do you get?
You have 2, I believe. 2 first level.
2 first?
Yeah. So what are you doing, Mozo?
Polymorph too.
Okay, so then go ahead and give your make your acrobatics check. What do you turn into?
Inspired by our battle in the galley, Mozo turns himself into Space Lice.
Nice.
That's right.
Go ahead and make your acrobatics, see if you're able to get out. Oh, but it unfortunately holds fast to our stalwart Space Lace. Zeta 5, what are you doing?
All right, I am going to stride forward and attempt to slice this thing with my sword.
Please do. Go.
All right, attacks, tactical dueling sword, not a full attack.
Nat 1. Oh my god. You want a Astonishing Fortune that?
Yeah, we got Astonishing Fortune to burn. Let's Astonishing Fortune that. We need to start doing some damage to this thing.
Okay, here we go.
Hit it 1 time.
12 is unfortunately not quite good enough. So, Dutch, you're up next. What are you doing? You're allies seem to be not doing great here.
Yeah, Dushak, it's Doshko time. Who's up to it, trying to flank if possible with his ally, Zeta 5, and hack at it. I don't know if flanking exists in this game.
Flanking does exist. Yeah, and you can try and get on the other side of where Zeta is. Go right ahead.
Okay, and attack with the Doshko, because I guess that's what we're supposed to do.
You want to do with flanking? I'll make him flat-footed. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Attack, regular attack.
Yep. Because yeah, you can't attack more than once. That hits.
Wow.
Bang. And let's see here.
11 points of piercing. Yeah.
Wowzer. So you stab that Doshko into him. Again, Doshko, see you.
I still have, so this is a second, so basically it says it has 20 capacity, 5 per round.
Yep.
This is the second round of the grenade scrambler.
Okay. Anybody with access to any kind of like electrical stuff too, the robots tend to not agree with electricity. Just FYI.
Okay.
All right, so you smash this thing. Then it is its turn, and it turns to you. Let's see here, Dutch, and the. Let's see here. What's it going to do? It's going to hit you and try and grab you.
Doesn't have the space louse in it.
It has a space louse in one hand, but then it sees you, and I think because you hit it so hard, it announces, warning, interior damage. Let's see here. Entrapping Vesk target activated. And I hit with a 27.
That's good.
Is that 4 more than your KAC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a
So
good roll.
that is what is that? 9 points of non-lethal damage as it forcefully grabs you, and you are now held in place. So this thing has a space louse in one hand and a Vesk in the other. Next is Zondo Sakari.
Which is which, by the way? There's like a
Blue, your green is your resolve points. Your blue is your stamina points. Your red is your hit points. Okay.
Zondo realizes that this thing, because of its technological basis, is somehow impervious to his mental attacks. So that's what he believes. So he's gonna pull out his. He's gonna kind of move a little bit forward and pull out his laser pistol, and he'll shoot it on the next turn. He'll take a shot.
You can take a shot now if you like.
All right. Well, that's probably not gonna. He's not a great shot.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
That actually hits.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
I was right.
You foresaw this.
Yes.
EAC is very often lower, if not always, than what KAC is. So.
Right.
All right, Mozo, you're a space louse. What are you doing?
Try and wiggle out.
Sure. Go ahead and make your escape. I'll still let you keep that +4 bonus.
Nope.
Did you include the +4 to that?
No, that's a straight up.
That's straight up. Okay, so it's 21, and you need a 26. So you're still kind of trying to get out of this thing, and just is not going anywhere. Zeta 5, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to do better at slashing this thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna since I'm up next to it, I can
do a full attack. I was gonna say you can do a full attack. It just take -4 to each attack.
Yep. Do full attack.
Okay.
That seems good.
Go. Ugh. Seems like you need a little more practice. So neither of those get anywhere close. I think probably what you're doing is like you're trying to hit pressure points with your dueling thing, and like this is a giant
well, and I'm also trying not to hit my buddies who are being held by this thing. So
very true.
Makes sense. It'd be hard.
Don't hit the space slice.
Dutch, what are you doing?
I'm going to escape. Is it a move, or is it a move action, or is it
You can still act you can still attack if you want. You just have minus.
Yeah, I just got it. It's a -2. I guess if I find the grapple, is there a condition? There's a condition monitor. There's a condition.
There is. I think on your character sheet there's a condition on the top right. There's like a.
Yeah, I see it.
Drop down thing. If you just click that. Yep, and then go ahead and make your attack.
I'm gonna attack it. I just want to attack. Want to focus.
Okay. So here we go.
Doshko. I'm like, arr, 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 arr. I'm big bro.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll. Oh, nat 1. Oh.
Jeez.
Okay.
Dang.
So that's just not. I think that.
Yeah.
Oy, oy, oy. Give me a reflex save. Let's see if.
I might have to go to like hand weapons. Have to if I fail this way. Reflex.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you try and hit him, and I think it gets under his like elbow, and he moves while still holding you, and the Doshko gets pulled out of your hand.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right. Now it's this thing's turn. So this thing then, its little thing on its back kind of looks at both of you, and then it says, securing alternative target. 29. So this pulse of bluish, like a bluish bolt shoots out and hits. So you take 5 points of non-lethal damage. Zondo? Okay. Then it is... Oh, I could do a full attack, couldn't I? I didn't say that, so... Zondo, you're up next. What are you doing?
Okay, I don't like that. I'm gonna try to, if I can, I don't know what's around me, like move into a position where I have cover.
Yep.
Some amount of cover.
Yep.
And then I'll take a shot at it.
Please
from
do.
that spot.
Go ahead.
So here we go.
So you run over to one of the crates and go ahead and make a shot. Come on.
No. 12.
Very close, but not quite good enough.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, because that 1 point of damage would have been devastating.
Yeah, I would have destroyed it. Yeah.
Mozo, what are you doing? Now, Mozo, because you are transformed into a space louse, you could make an attack if you like.
As a space louse?
Yeah, because you're a space louse. They got mandibles, right?
Sure, I'm gonna bite it then.
Okay.
That's funny.
Let's try to find what the damage is for with polymorph. Is polymorph is in Alien Archive 2. 1 sec here. I knew there was one thing I wanted to look up before the session, and it was polymorph, to refresh my memory on how it works.
Says I'm supposed to have chosen this ahead of time.
Turns out you did. It just looks an awful lot like a space louse.
Fantastic.
It just has two extra legs.
Mine's more like a space spider.
Let's see here.
Space spider.
Your polymorph must comply with the following restrictions, blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. When you select this phone... All right, so let's just take a look at... Oh, Asteroid Louse was... listed on... You know what? I think I got it in my adventure here. Sorry, guys. Archive 2, 136. Okay, 132. So, give us a d20 roll there, Mozo. I'll tell you what you're adding to it. Plus 6 to your roll is good enough. 1d6 plus 1 piercing damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Oof. So this thing, it's damage from rodent. Then Zeta, what are you doing?
All right. I'm going to try to, once again, still trying to get my bearing, but I'm going to try to swing twice with a full attack.
Okay.
So I think
Go.
the math is better for a full attack. Yay!
Nice. One of those is a
17's
solid hit.
pretty good.
So, and you see sparks fly out from this as you stab into it, and it turns, and that red heart face is still with the things down, is going over and over again. Damage reaching critical. Secure android target. Dutch, what are you doing?
I'm gonna draw my survival knife and stabby.
Okay.
Weapon number 2.
Okay.
Still grappled.
It's Boba Fesk. Yes, that is a hit. Go ahead and 8 points of damage. Holy.
Yeah.
So
I rolled a 4, so that's strong.
Yep. You stab into this thing and begin kind of pulling along the foam armor on it, and sparks are flying out. Warning! Warning! Damage reaching critical.
Kill it.
Securing android. So it turns its blaster towards you, Zeta 5. That is a 18 against EAC. Is that a hit?
That is a hit.
So you take 6 points of non-lethal damage.
All right.
Oh.
That's nice of your son to take your dog out for a walk.
The which, sorry?
You didn't see? Oh, yeah, you can't see. I think your son, whoever's in your house, took your dog out.
Oh, he did, yes. That's
Yeah.
my son, yeah. Okay, then, Zondo, you're up next. What are you doing?
I'm for my slightly defensible position. I'm going to take another shot at this thing.
Okay, here we go.
Nice.
That is a
23
solid hit.
for 1 point of damage.
Nice. Hey, every little bit helps. You hit the sun.
Almost a crit.
Mozo, you have a bite at +6, doing 1d6 plus 1 damage, if you like.
Oops, I accidentally double clicked it.
Oh, so it'll be...
10.
Oh, I thought you were doing it, because you could do a full attack at -4, which would be +2 to hit. In which case, one of those would hit.
Sorry?
Yes.
So if you're doing a full attack, like you don't get multiple attacks in this the way you do in like D&D or Pathfinder. If you're choosing to attack more than once in a round, that's your full action. You take -4 to hit with it, but then you also take -2 because you're grappled.
Oh, okay.
But one of those would still hit.
The second one.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't move or anything, right?
Exactly. I mean, go ahead and roll
Yeah.
1d6 plus 1 damage. Let's see if you...
Destroy it.
So you start like you bite on its hand, and its sparks fly out, and one of its thumbs falls off, and then you kind of skitter up its thing and start chewing on its neck. Its face is going wah wah wah, lighting up, and then sparks fly out, and the screen goes dead, and you hear a whoop 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 whoop, and then it slumps over. Dutch, you are free to get yourself out of here.
I kick it and go, we eat robots for breakfast.
You hit it, and it slowly, like, thump, and it falls on its back, the foam armor protecting it mostly.
And then I go, nice, space lice!
And then I quickly change out of the space lice so I don't get killed by Dutch.
Okay. And you're back as Mozo the Magnificent. Yes. All right, so then, guys, you... what you hear is from behind the crate where you left him, you hear a moan from Trostanek as he's slowly coming to.
Let's rush over.
Okay. You rush over, and he... one second, where is he? Here we go. Blinks twice and looks up at you all. And, well, what are you? What are you doing here? Where's the robot?
Point to
the robot dealt with.
Dealt with. What do you... And he gets up and he sees the destroyed robot.
I'll help him up if he lets me.
Yep, oh, he'll let you. He gets up and he looks down. Oh, God. That thing's gonna cost me a fortune to replace.
What happened?
Well, that stupid thing's always had some miscrossed wires. But I thought that with the... I don't know if you noticed, the security chief is missing.
Yeah. We noticed that.
Well, I thought that with this, if she's gone missing on this ship, best to have something to be sure that I'm not the next one to go missing, you know?
You think you were a target for some reason?
What are you doing down here all together?
I'm going to just turn to my companions.
We heard you were in trouble.
Who told you I was in trouble?
I'm gonna try to bluff, but I'm probably gonna be totally.
Okay.
I'm gonna say General. I'm gonna say his name, General Alania.
Okay.
Side with his wife as opposed to his mother-in-law.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, give us a bluff check.
This should be fun. Yeah. Sorry, I hate it when I do that. I close the
No problem.
bluff.
Nat
Oh,
1.
man. Wow.
I say like General, and I get confused. General mother-in-law.
Yeah. Who are you? You've been reading my private mail.
Your scandal is well known, brother.
What scandal are you speaking of? You. And who are the rest of you?
Well, my name is Zeta 5.
Zeta 5.
I'm called Zondo Sakari in this lifetime.
Well, I don't
It
know
looks
you
like
in any
Mozo's
other,
busy.
so this'll be the one I'll call you Zondo.
Very well.
Is there something wrong with the Skittermander? Wait.
Sorry, I've just finished my post-battle blog.
Is it Mozo the Magnificent?
Yes, are you a fan?
No.
We are Mozo's
I
mercenaries.
like the amazing Zip Zop better.
Do you want me to punch him, Mozo?
I should have just left you to the robots.
Are you the ones behind this? Hold on, what are you doing down here anyway? Besides breaking a man's robot.
We heard you were in trouble. You were unconscious. We saved you.
The robot tried to apprehend us. It
The
called
robot
me
was
a
trying to
rodent.
eat you.
Stupid thing does that.
I'm not a rodent.
It tried to... When I opened up the crate, it seems that it accidentally has set itself on. So as soon as it opened up, the damn thing went berserk and punched me.
I say sabotage.
Exactly. Someone must have tampered with it. Though, I'm not sure I'd be able to tell now. Sparks kind of come out of it again.
I wonder if they sabotaged it to get rid of you, like they sabotaged the pipes to get rid of Kiev.
What do you mean, that Mariquai? Someone...
There's all kinds of nefarious things happening here on board. Are you sure you're not involved?
Are you sure you're not?
Your robot tried to attack me and called me a rodent, so I'm certainly not.
My robot attacked me too, so we're in the same boat. What do you
That's a pretty
mean,
good
the
cover.
sabotage? What other
That's a pretty good
evidence?
cover if you stay, hit yourself and set the robot on attack, and then try to use that as a what do they call it? An alibi.
Why,
Yeah.
you could have sabotaged my robot and then destroyed it to try and gain my allegiance. What are you all doing down here anyway? What's a knight of Golarion traveling with a Vesk? And he gestures to Zondo, whatever he is.
I told you we are Mozo's minions.
Roadies, eh? Well, I suppose it takes all kinds. That might explain, and he gestures towards Zondo, that one then.
None of us can be explained in those very narrow terms. See, if you think about the universe, everything really is... We are
Hippie.
the same.
We don't need... What's going on? My robot sabotaged. You've been looking at my mail.
Like the drift engine. No, it's in the Veskian Inquirer. Your scandal all over the place. I do not know if it's true, but I guess you say it's true.
I don't say anything. Look,
I'm not going to do Arnold because it's too hard. I say the security chief is missing. The drift engines are been tampered with. according to the engineer. And then someone tried to kill the engineer.
According to the engineer.
Right.
The same engineer that I saw heading down to the cargo hold.
Ah.
Who sent you here anyway? Was it him? Was it that Mariquai?
Well, Zondo would probably say that the universe sent us here. But
you beat me to it.
Ugh.
But actually, I tell him the professor put us on the trail of this strange happenings.
Well, the professor sent you on the trail. Did he send you here? Or was it that engineer?
I don't know how he came to that conclusion.
You're the engineer. Yeah.
So
It was not the engineer.
Oh man.
So he sent you here. And he's the one who would have the wherewithal to sabotage the engines. And he's the one we're relying on. I don't trust him. I think... Go ahead.
Were you talking with the chief of security before they went missing? Sounds suspicious to me.
Who was talking to the chief of security?
Weren't you? Yesterday? We were
she's a friend. She was trying to get me to install some upgrades into my robot, but I don't need them. I can handle the bounties myself.
I start laughing. Upgrades. Install.
Something funny, friend.
I'd like to sense motive, to see if he's like.
Sure, yeah. Well, give us a sense motive roll.
I'm trying to sense if he trying to,
Yep.
Yeah, and I'd like to sense motive too. Plus, I think I get a bonus to sense lying.
Yes, you do.
So, yeah, let's try this.
Okay. So you guys get the same result. So it's 16. As far as you can tell, this guy's telling the truth. He says, look, I don't need this robot anyway. I could take the bounties in myself. It's only when the client doesn't want much blood that I need that. Wait.
Are you after a bounty at the moment?
Algiada's missing as well?
Mm-hmm.
So she's missing. Maybe she's not missing. Maybe she's hiding.
It's
possible.
You don't seem all that concerned considering you just told us that she was your friend.
Hey, there's friends and there's acquaintances.
Well, we know all about your acquaintances. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, who told us that? That was the engineer also, wasn't it?
Who told you which?
That he and the security chief were having an affair.
Yep.
Well, he said that. Yeah, he said that he saw them in the past together. Yeah.
But off-world, having a dalliance or.
Yep. Before they. Yep. And she's apparently notorious for that as well. And I guess Zeta 5, you know that Trostanek is sort of notorious for that as well.
Yep.
Well then, what's your plan then?
We just kill everyone. Let the whatever Zondo prays to sort it out.
Yo, which?
I'm kidding. I kid.
You're all touched. Is spending too much time with that one. He gestures towards Zondo. Look.
Zondo looks past himself.
I believe you should just go and sit in your room until this flight is over, until we've solved the mystery of the missing security. Well, it's more than just the missing security chief. There's all other, but you don't need to know the details. So you should just go to your room.
You're just all in orbit, aren't you?
Well, actually, we're drifting, but sure.
That's a good line. Is that from something, Kev, or did you just make that up?
It is a.
Because if you.
It's a paraphrasing from something else, but yeah.
I love that. That's great.
So, he will say to you guys that, look, if I appreciate the help with the robot, But I gotta clean this up. And then I gotta think of myself here. If we got a engineer who's sabotaging things, you gotta ask yourself, why is he doing it? What's the profit for him? You think a ship like this makes money off of just taking us around? I don't know what you paid for your ticket. They sure couldn't keep themselves in the sky with what I paid.
We did find one curious thing that I don't know if you've encountered. The data in the ship's computer systems only seems to go back approximately 1 year of time. Have you noticed that?
No. And what's that mean to you?
I do not know. It is a mystery.
Well then.
You shall find out.
A mystery on a mystery on a mystery. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to my room, and I'm going to sit with a loaded gun. And I'm going to wait until this thing gets moving again, or someone comes for me. And I suggest you all do the same.
Somebody coming for you wouldn't happen to come through the vents, would they?
Is that a threat?
No, it's a question.
What do you know about the vents?
What do you know about the vents?
Zeta 5 heard something in the vents.
Dutch is gonna recover his Doge.
I can't tell if it's a concussion or it's talking to you, but my head is swimming. I'm going to clean this up. You do what you want to do. Whatever you are. He kind of gestures to the lot of you all together. Also, Mozo, I caught your act on Absalom in 08.
Oh, yes.
It sucked. And he turned and starts cleaning stuff up.
You don't know magnificence when you see it, do you? Shame.
So, what do you guys do? He's cleaning shit up, so he hasn't gone anywhere. If you want to ask him more stuff, you're free to do that. But
I think we can wait here, and don't we have to wait to recover? How does that work? Or recover our non-lethal damage?
Oh yeah, 10 minutes. Yep.
Yeah, we'll just wait here.
Sure.
Do that?
Yep.
We use a resolve, right?
Yes. So spend a point of resolve. You'll get all of your stamina back.
And then how do we get healing? Because I actually took 3 points of health damage.
Oh, shit.
Healing.
You get healed by me.
Oh.
Like this. I think.
Yes. So with a touch, with his Mystic Cure, what does it look like as you cast yours, Zeta 5?
So we see the kind of the android patterning stuff sort of start around his head, and then it kind of rolls down along his arm and out towards the touch, and then becomes almost sort of like a light just off the end of his finger that he touches Mozo with.
Great, you're healed for 6, Mozo.
Nice. Oh, wow! I'm feeling good as new. Thank you, Zeta 5.
I mean, I thought we trusted the engineer though. I thought we got a good vibe from him, but
you guys did.
Get a good vibe from him.
But the evidence.
This guy we don't trust. He's the best. Oh, sorry.
Hey, Skittermanders actually come from the same system, by the by.
Yeah, same system. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they come from the same, from near space. Or Veskium or Vesk space, I guess.
I think it's Vesk 2 is where most of the Skittermanders are from, but they're kind of all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm going to ask Trostanek while we're resting. Did Algiata have any enemies of any kind?
Enemies? Look, she was a friend. She wasn't someone I followed around all the time.
Well, I thought perhaps if you had been with her when she might have been attacked or ambushed,
Look,
or maybe she mentioned something.
I've had enough of your insinuations about this. What do you mean, been with her?
Well, it sounded like you were familiar with her.
Zondo,
You have some past knowledge.
what's your sense motive?
My sense motive?
I'm assuming yours and Zeta. What is yours? I'm assuming you guys have pretty
It's
decent.
an 8.
Mine is a 6 because
Okay.
I've got the android penalty.
Oh yeah, right. Zondo, there is an old Liavaran saying. You think he doth protest too much.
Right.
Yeah, this is a bit of a put on. If you needed confirmation that the two of them were intimate, you certainly have it here now.
Well, I won't press it. I'll just keep that to myself. I'll share it with my companions later as confirmation. But instead, continuing, I'll say, well, we were only looking out for her well-being. So we thought perhaps if you had any information that would help us solve the mystery of her disappearance, you might be willing to provide it to us.
What's your interest in this? What's your angle?
We seek only to survive to reach our destination, and it seems that something is attacking crew members and passengers. We want to stop that.
And he rubs his ridges with the spikes on it and whatnot. All right, look. I couldn't sleep much last night. The first nights in the drift always leave me a little restless. So I took a walk. And on my way back, I spotted the first mate. Pahir, Lomzo, Lozu. She was knocking on Algiada's door. Algiada opened it from the inside, but I only caught a glimpse of her hand. That's all I saw. So, for the layout of the deck, guys, that means he was on the upper deck walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Why were you on the upper deck when you were walking around?
Aren't you not supposed to be up there?
Vasks don't really... I don't see them blushing, but I think that there's membranes that sort of flutter when they're embarrassed. And that's sort of what, I don't know what you're, whatever you're implying it's really inappropriate. You're listening to scandalous rumors like he's saying, and look, if my wife finds out about this, she's gonna skin me. You understand? He can tell you, that's not a phrase. She will skin me. And her mother? You know what a Veskian mother-in-law's like?
That's why I'm not married.
Count your blessings.
Well, we'd like to prevent that from happening, but if this continues and the authorities get involved, there'll be a lot of...
I was up there because I was going to see Algiada. And when I saw, what's her name, the first mate going in, she didn't want the crewmates to know that she was visiting with a passenger, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to bed.
And you didn't see the first mate... Did you see the first mate enter Algiada's quarters, or did...
Well, no. As soon as I saw... Yeah, I did. She went in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you saw Algiada's hand?
I only saw her hand, yeah.
Interesting.
Anything weird about her hand?
It's a hand. What do you mean weird? The questions you people ask.
You keep mentioning that hand. The hand is a hand special.
Man.
She has a special hand.
She's wearing her suit, the white flight suit. Same thing she was wearing when she got on.
Mm-hmm. So not her bare hand. She still had her gloves on.
Look, I've answered your questions. Can I get back to my work now? Can you go back to whatever it is you do?
Well, this is what I do.
He does this like a literal kind of like double blink with both of his eyelids.
That's appropriate.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just suddenly at like a really awkward moment just turn around and walk away.
Okay. He turns to you, Dutch, and says, I can see that you're a soldier. I've heard of your unit. Mercenaries in the Pact Worlds, right?
Yeah.
I've heard you're brave.
Crazy, too?
He gestures at Zondo walking out the door. You've got to be both of those to travel with that one. And he turns and goes back to his work.
I remind him you have to be crazy to mess with your mother, to cross your mother-in-law. Takes one.
He bristles, yeah, as he's going along. So he goes back to start cleaning up his incapacitator robot. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I mean, we had planned to go up and check out the security chief's quarters too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. And now we know you have another player, which is this Lonzo person who's seen but not really interacted with or talked to.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to investigate Algiada's quarters as well, if it's possible.
Okay.
And I don't know. Maybe we could move to the bridge and talk to the captain. Is it a possibility too? Because we think something's off there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But after that, I say we go to the quarters first.
Yeah.
So how do you guys plan on getting there? You can see that there's those ladders that only go up between the two different levels at 4, and there are 5 which goes between all 3 levels. Where do you want to make your egress up to?
Do we know which room it's hers?
Algiada's? Let's say it's E.
Then we should go up this.
Okay, so that'll put you up
Yeah.
over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's going up first?
Generally, I'm following unless you tell me to go first.
I mean, just in case there's trouble, I suggest Monzo because 1, he's magnificent, and 2, if there's trouble, Dutch can swing over his head.
Okay.
Right.
Mozo, what is your stealth bonus?
It's only 3.
Okay, yeah, so he's not super sneaky. Although, I mean, for a guy who likes to be seen, that's probably not,
Yeah. He has a
sneaks
negative
into the
3.
hallway. Ha ha!
I mean, I figure if Monzo gets caught, he can talk his way out of it too.
Okay. So I was going to move you guys over here. So Mozo, you get up to the ladder. You go skittering up and hop over. And as you get up there, you can hear something. You can hear some crash. Something crashes to the ground, and you can hear some shouting. And you don't need to make a roll to know or to recognize the chittering or jabbering kind of noise that is the space goblins. They're shouting at each other, and it's coming from somewhere around the corner, it sounds like. As you guys each come up to the area here, you can hear the same thing.
Towards the CIC?
It sounds like it's coming further from down here, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I grab Dutch's jacket and I point and go, go on the corner, space goblins.
I can go look around the corner.
Okay. So you guys make your way down there. And let's hear. Dutch, what is your stealth bonus?
Dutch's stealth?
Yeah.
Are we going to take a break soon, too, by the way?
We are, yeah. We'll take a break in just 2 minutes here.
It's a wonderful -2.
Awesome. Give me a stealth check, please. Wonderful.
Clank, clank, clank. Yeah.
I'm going to,
So you get down here, Dutch, and you kind of corners, check those corners, and you look around. There's no one down here, but the noise is even louder down in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
So the 4 of you make your way down here.
I was gonna split off for a second to check around this corner
Sure.
to see if there's anything up in this top hallway.
Nothing, but you can hear the sound of those goblins making the same space goblin noise from off in this direction. It's not as loud, but I mean they are quite loud. So,
Hey Dutch, watch this. Mozo turns on his vlog cam and walks and runs across. Hey, so we're up on the upper deck then. Progress.
okay, so as you do that, unfortunately, they did hear goblin. There is pow, 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 as you may see that the space goblins carry those ratty old shitty, like barely held together with ion tape blasters. They all have heard you coming down, and they're like, and start shooting their blasters down. So Mozo's just like, covering his head with all 6 hands. And guys, we'll take our break, and then we'll come back and get into some combat. Zeta 5, you hear all of this happening as well, too.
All right.
Sweet.
Okay. So for those listening at home, we'll go check. We're going to go down, take our break, and then we'll come back, check in with chat, and then we will jump into Space Goblin Orama. So back momentarily. All right, let's check in with chat here. Jeffrey, what's shaking? Danger to the multiverse. I don't doubt it at all. Space 2020, welcome back. Howdy, howdy. Boston. Awesome. We're glad you're enjoying it. I hope that the recap was helpful for you as well, too. I know I saw you had posted on the community tab to request a recap, so hopefully you're fully caught up here. Now, let's see. Let me get the Spage Goblins set up here. Where are you guys? Where are you? Fantastic. I mean, space goblins are called zapparators. Of course. So you guys can picture this. There's this long hallway here. I think I'll go down and set up some stuff here. We'll do it Theater of the Mind again. How are you guys finding the Theater of the Mind here? Like, these environments aren't super complicated, I guess, but are you finding it easy to keep track of what's going on?
I'm fine with it.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, we have to ask more questions. Like, hey, is it ability to flank, and then that's your judgment.
Yeah. That almost makes you think more about the setting too, right? Like.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have to be doing that. Okay. Some size.
I think I probably could find some way to hide behind something.
Yeah.
In a cargo area.
Yeah, definitely. I think his name is Dutch.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Go over there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I need to. Did I set up a musical cue for this? Let's see.
Yeah, I found for the 4 hours to Reno, I found like a train sound, like the.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see here. What's this one?
I'm getting more adventurous with some of the Roll20 things. Like I use the drums. Arlen can attest for goblin music.
Goblin fight music. Okay. Now, let's see here. Goblin Zapparator. Got my stats. Unstable junk laser is what they have.
When we're gonna... Oh, I guess you have it. Yep.
Okay. All right. We got... Dave's back. Excellent. Okay. On them. All right, so there are 4 of these little... Oh, no. There we go. 4 of these little buggers active in the hallway. So let me just set these things up here. And what you can see when you went running by Mozo and when you ducked your head up there, Dutch, is that they've been tearing out the walls, like the panels on the bottom part of the wall in this entire corridor. So, guys, let's everyone click on your token, and I'll add a turn for the Zapparators. Space Goblins. Oh, I rolled terrible for them. Okay. Go ahead and roll initiative. Oops. Okay. That should be 8.03, but... Here we go. Descending. All right. Zeta... That dex penalty is a brutal...
Yep.
Yep. It's a difficult thing to carry around. All right, so then first up, guys, we have Dutch. So, Dutch, you've heard these... The Space Goblin blasters.
Where are they? In the middle of the hall? Or?
Right in the middle of the hall, yeah. They've got no cover whatsoever.
I mean, I look at everyone. Are we killing them?
They are most definitely trying to kill Mozo, or they did at least.
All right, so I'm gonna pull a grenade, like those little round grenades that Arnold always wears on his vest.
Yep.
And just roll it down the hall to hit here.
Okay. I think you can fit. You can hit 2 of them in the same area. So, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Yes, if they do D6 damage, they're level 1.
Yeah, and I think it's that they get a save against it. But if you hit the target, they don't get a save against it. They take the full damage. And the splash damage is whoever is... And
it's like a 15-foot radius, it says. So.
Holy shit, yeah. I'll let you hit 3 of them with that much space.
I think that they must have edited, not edit. They must have changed that. I thought it was less before.
Yeah, I thought it was 10 feet, but it's okay. Go ahead and make your attack
Yeah,
roll.
you can look on the.
Nah, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Yeah.
So I think you are, yeah, you're soldiers, so you're proficient with all this stuff too. All right. All right, then that is actually not enough. These little shits are quite nimble, but all it means is that then he gets to make a save. So 6 points of damage is pretty awesome, though. So let's see here. Two of them. One of them failed. One of them succeeded. Two of them succeeded. So one of them, you see it kind of like hits the ground and it rolls out, and the one space goblin just goes, ah! He thinks it's something to grab, so he runs forward and picks it up. It explodes, and one of the, of course it's the one I, without fail, it's the one that I put in the goddamn initiative order. Here we go. Allows me to fix their initiative order, I guess. All right, so that hits him, and the other ones take 3 points of damage. All right. So that was Dutch, guys. Mozo, what are you doing?
Mozo's like, oh, you're gonna shoot at me, huh? And gives him a little energy ray down the hallway.
Nice. That is, that's a
Not
mess.
a lot of damage.
That's unfortunate. So that one, what kind of energy was it?
It was electricity.
So this electricity, bolt of electricity goes down, and misses, and Zeta 5, you see that something hits the end of the hallway on the ground. And I think when it hits, there's little fireworks that go off. That tells you it's probably Mozo. Zono Sicaria, what are you doing?
I'm going to try to connect to the mind of the one that wasn't affected by the grenade.
Okay.
And just send a pulse of psychic energy to short circuit it.
Okay.
Here we go. So it's a saving throw.
Oh, nice.
Will saving throw.
Will save. Okay. Let's see. The will's not great. I rolled
DC
2.
14. Okay. So they are dazed. They cannot take no actions, but their AC is unaffected.
Okay.
If their CR is 3 or lower.
Oh yeah, no, these things have a CR is 1/3.
Excellent.
Yeah. So he's kind of like staggering and looking around, even though this grenade just went off. Then they're the two that are left. They look down at Dutch. I'm assuming you got cover here, Dutch. When you threw the grenade there, I'm gonna fire both at you. One of them I got a 18, 21.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. So one of them hits you with the unstable junk laser. So you take 4 points of damage. Next is Zeta 5. What are you doing?
All right, I'm going to go around the backside.
I have a move action. They run back and forth. They're just like, and firing down.
Nice.
Zeta 5, they don't seem... So you make your way down to the edge. You look.
Yeah, make my way around to the edge so that I can kind of peer around to see them and shooting at my buddies and all that sort of stuff.
You see
then,
two of them are like running back and forth, just like, as if like they needed a gesture with their guns to make them fire, which may be true. And there's one that's just standing in the middle of the hallway looking up at a light coming from the ceiling going, what are you doing?
All right, I'm going to do like Zondo did, try to daze one of them that's shooting.
Okay, so what is, now I didn't ask what Zondo's, I imagine we saw more so the effect on him. What does Zeta's daze look like?
So it's a similar sort of thing, the kind of glowing circuitry around his head that sort of flows down along his hand, and he just points at the thing. And yeah.
So what you see is as soon as you hit it, I rolled a nat 1 on the save. So it's running back and forth shooting, and then it kind of just stops. And the hand goes down. And it just face plants right on there. Its face is now drooling onto the domed helmet that it has there.
What?
Dutch, you're up next. What are you doing?
How many are left?
There are one staring up at the ceiling, one on the ground drooling, and one that is still shooting aggressively at you.
And they're all been injured, right?
Nope. The one that is staring up at the ceiling is completely uninjured.
Oh, okay. Did I kill one with a grenade?
Oh, yeah. Technically, he killed himself.
All right, well, I'm going to go up. I guess we're not killing all of them. I'm going to run up and punch one.
So
punch the one that's still... Yeah, run up there and start,
Yeah, like with your claw, you mean? Or...
Well, I have unarmed, so I guess it's a punch or a claw, I guess.
You can do unarmed is your Veskian claws.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go racing down. This one is still staring up at the ceiling and kind of sees vaguely you coming towards it.
I thought there was one that was still like.
Oh, the aggressive one. Yep. Go ahead and hit him. Yep.
Yeah. Go
ahead and make your attack roll. Yeah. He's still shooting. Holy shit. So you go racing over and you smash him in the face. It breaks right through his helmet, and you just. He is sprawled across the surface. He is no more. All right, Mozo, what are you doing next?
So there's Dazed, Confused, and Dead?
There's everything else is dead. There's the one staring up at the ceiling, dazed, that Zeta 5, or that Zondo whammied, and there's one on the ground that Zeta 5 whammied. But they're going to be up next round. I mean, mechanically.
Then, I'm going to run down there, and can I get to the one that's dazed in the middle of the hallway?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm going to grapple it.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so go ahead and make your, let's see here. It'll be 1d20 plus your strength bonus, plus your Skittermander bonus, plus your BAB, which is 0.
So this is kind of funny because I get a +2 for being a Skittermander, but I have a -2 for my strength. So it's really just D20.
This is a very suboptimal move. Love it. Go ahead and make your attack. 8!
Oh.
No! So you go over, you start pushing the goblin who's staring up at the ceiling, and he kind of gives you this dazed look of like, while trying to figure out why you're jostling him. It's the goblin translation of, what are you hassling me for, man? Then, Zondo, what are you doing?
I see that Mozo has run up there and not accomplished what he set out to do. So he keeps that connection and sends another pulse of psychic energy.
Can you do
into this thing's
back?
brain?
I thought that you can only do it.
It's immune to daze after it's been dazed.
Yeah, you're right. So I'll pick the other one. That's Zeta.
It's
only that mine.
Yeah, after creature's been dazed by this spell, it's immune for 1 minute.
Casting it. Yeah. So there's the one left that's still firing. No, he just took it out.
Yep,
There's just these two.
Dutch punch him in the next week.
So I will. I'm going to just, instead of that, I'm going to pull out my laser pistol as I kind of look around to see if there's any more of these things that we don't see.
Nope. I mean, you've only seen 4 get on board, right? So.
Well, we haven't seen Jinchiroga either.
No, you haven't seen Jinchiroga.
So I'm going to looking for her.
Okay, you're looking around and you can't. Give me a perception check. Let's see.
Okay. Here we go. Perception. 27.
You hear sound of something firing. Zeta 5, give me a perception check as well. Please.
Perception.
Bitte und danke. Okay,
nope.
You don't hear it. So, Zondo, you just, maybe this is just like it's part of your sort of like supernatural senses or whatever, but someone perpetrated violence on the bridge a moment ago.
So I have like an Obi-Wan Kenobi New Hope moment where I'm like, something just happened, and that's why I like don't engage in the fight. I kind of turn away from the battle.
Love it. Okay. Next up is Space Goblins. So the one on the ground kind of like realizes what has happened and kind of rolls onto its back and then kind of like through its feet tries to shoot at you, Zeta. And he's going to do and he would have to use a move to roll over. So I'm going to make him you only get a regular attack off on you. This is versus your EAC. It's only an 11.
Still hit.
Does it? Oh shit! So this piece of crap junk laser hits you for 4 points of damage, of fire damage, and he's screaming stuff at you that probably isn't good. Now the one that you were jostling, Mozo, he sees you and brings that. You can see they got that big wide mouth, right? His mouth was completely closed and kind of like, oh, looking up at the ceiling. And then once you jostle him, he kind of looks at you and that big mouth opens up again and he just goes, ah, and tries to hit you with his dog slicer. Ugh, that's an 18 plus 3. So that's a whacks into the side of poor old Mozo. This is why you usually keep your roadies doing this kind of work, right?
Yeah.
Okay, dog slicer, here we go. Actually, I have +0 with the dog slicer, so it's only 18. But you take 2 points of slashing damage. So you sort of like, whoa, duck away from him, because it just hits your stamina. That's it for the Space Goblins. Zeta 5, what do you got in mind?
All right, I'm going to pull out my pistol.
Yep.
And shoot at the one that shot at me.
Please do. He is prone right now, so he does get a little bit of a AC bonus, but...
Oh, does the other one get an AC bonus for Mozo being in the way?
Most definitely doesn't. There's no penalty to firing into melee in Starfinder.
Okay, well then I'm going to shoot at that one.
Okay.
Not a full attack.
Okay. 12 is a hit. Nice. Oh god, man. That's actually enough to, I think he swings that thing and he's about to swing it back again and there's just, and you see smoke coming up. He's like, ow! Drops the dog slicer and then he pokes at the hole that you've scoured through his chest. And he turns around and his finger's stuck in the hole. And he kind of looks at you like, and bonk back over. That is one less Space Goblin. There's still one left. And Dutch, you were up next. What are you doing?
Dutch is like, goblin shot bust, and he stomps on the goblin that's prone.
Go ahead, make your attack roll.
He's prone, right? So a melee attack.
Yep.
That matters.
Oh yeah, you get a bonus for firing for hit him when he's prone.
Prime miss.
Okay.
I guess I gotta move to him, so I'm not doing a full attack.
Okay.
Oh.
Holy!
Nice.
See this stomp on his head, and the whole thing collapses down. And that brings us to the end of the Space Goblin portion of our show.
That music! It stopped! Stop that music! Keep stepping on the goblin until the music stops.
Okay, hold on. All right. So, then what you guys hear is again, pow! The
We were so involved in the I didn't hear what happened.
yes. So I think now you can hear the sound of something firing from the bridge. Definitely sound of a weapon going off.
All right, pistol away, sword out. Gonna walk up to there and say, "Let's go, boys."
Okay. So you guys all come.
So melee or guns? I don't know.
Mozo stays behind all the big guys. Why am I running in front? I should never have done that. I'm not Dutch. Why would I run in front and start wrestling those guys? Oh wow, that was dumb.
What is this guy?
Dutch pats him on the head. There. Okay. So you guys all make your way down to those big double doors. What do you guys do?
I try to kick the door open, I guess.
You have to hit. Like, you can hit the thing; it'll open up. You can't see onto the bridge because I imagine there's security reason. But if you hit the thing, it should open up for you.
Yep. Just tap it open.
The door opens up, and guys, on the bridge, amid the officer stations, and near the central captain's chair, a creature that appears to be part goblin and part wolf holds Captain Ramim by the neck, and it looks like this. This thing stands 9 feet tall and must weigh at least 250 pounds. Anyone with training in Arcana, you can go ahead and give me a roll, please.
You mean mysticism?
Mysticism, sorry, forgive me, yeah. Okay. Zondo knows precisely what this is. This is a long burn, or slow burn, old callback. Because Zondo, you know these creatures. These are sometimes known by your kind as soul gorgers. This is a bargast, a lupine outsider that exists to spread fear and feed upon the souls of humanoids. They are cunning, disciplined, and they can disguise themselves as goblinoids.
Oh, interesting.
This, this one, they feed on good-hearted humanoids, and it's said to keep their spiritual energy within them to increase their own power. Legends tell of one such creature known as Malfeshnikor.
Ah, yes.
That long ago faced some brave heroes on a very far distant world. But this one is kind of bent over with Captain Ramim in its hands, and it looks up at you and says in a snarling version of Jinchiroga's voice, "Stay back. I'll tear his throat out if you interfere." And with those massive fangs, it seems as if she is not exaggerating. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see First Mate Lozu Pahir has her hands raised, and a pistol has been tossed to the floor. Pahir sees you guys come in, and she looks back at this, and she says, Let's talk about this Jinchiroga." And Jinchiroga pulls the Kasathan captain even closer. "I'll tear you apart if you don't clear the bridge and give me control. And you," and he turns to you all, "I'll swallow your souls." What do you guys do? You have a second to respond.
I said, "Come on, boys." I gotta do it in the correct voice.
Blaster.
I go, come on, boys. Old Painless is waiting. And I fire my
well, you have to draw it.
Gun.
Okay, so you start trying to pull your gun out. So she has a ready to action. Down into the captain's neck. Blood spews out, matching very similar to a more vibrant color than you found on that statue. And then casts him aside, blood dripping from her mouth, and saying in Bargast, "Roll initiative."
We thought he was dead, so this really isn't much of a loss. Let's fight.
I thought he was dead already.
So click on your token. Let me add a...
Oh
my god!
Arlen.
Arlen, you're the best at this game.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Zondo. Holy crap.
Okay. So there's this thing, and...
I think we have almost the same order every time.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get the hit points in here, guys. So this, since this adventure had come out before we started our Night Below campaign, and I saw the space bargast, and that's honestly the reason I kind of settled on using a bargast in Night Below.
Oh,
because it looks so cool.
Yeah, totally.
Soul drinking space demon. Yeah, yes, please. All right, so let's see what this rolls for. Okay, And where is it here? It's actually called a bargast, not a space bargast in here, but I take it you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys. Whew, boy. Oop, no, not that high. Okay. There we go. Descending. First up is Zondo Sakari. What are you doing, Zondo?
This is the first time that I feel like the universe has inverted itself, and I need to fix that inversion. So I'm going to reach out to connect with this thing's mind.
Yep.
And instead of just doing a cantrip, I'm doing a mind thrust first level spell on this thing.
Does he get a save?
So he does.
Okay.
It's a will save for half.
DC 15. Okay. He doesn't. He's got a decent will save. He made a save, so it's half damage.
Okay. Yeah, half damage.
Okay, so you rolled 15 damage. Holy shit. So this thing looks at you guys, and it's hit with this brutal psychic force. I'll kill you first. Then it is... its turn. So you can feel your mind has hit it with that force, and as you're reeling back, this thing turns to you, and you can feel its mind follows the connection back, slams into your psyche, and I need you to give us a will save, please.
Okay, here we go.
Come on.
17.
Nice! All right, so then... let me quickly check the... you know what would be nice, Paizo, is spell cards for this. I don't have to look this shit up all the time.
Yeah. That's why I got these online and printed them out.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I haven't had ink in my printer since the pandemic began. So
That's understandable.
can't be asked to go out and get it again.
Yeah, I hear you.
Fantastic. So this thing is trying to overwhelm your upper motor functions and your higher cognitive abilities, and just send you in a fight, like a flight response. What do we see is you force this thing back because you succeeded.
I think I'm used to this one. When you attack something mentally, it makes you vulnerable. So I kind of feel it coming at me, and I take a step back, thinking I'm not gonna be able to resist.
Yeah.
And then I kind of gird myself and stand, as brace myself on the floor, like as if I'm almost physically resisting it, and then it breaks.
It's furious that its ability was unsuccessful. Dutch, you're up next. I believe you had something to say about a giant gun.
I'm gonna shoot twice.
Okay.
So.
We go. Here we go.
Just stand there and shoot.
And this is reaction. Oh, so against KAC. So both of those miss. One of the panels in the thing explodes when you hit it. The other one slams into the hull, but fortunately does not pierce. Mozo, what are you doing?
Well, I think this thing needs to feel the spotlight. It didn't show me that it's got enough of the spotlight, so let's give it some of the spotlight.
Okay.
Full round magic missile.
Wait, do you have any spells left for today?
Yes, because I actually have 3 first level spells.
Yes!
Because I have the
spell cache
from my spell cache.
Fucking nice one. Awesome. So yeah, these go in and just like pop. It hit in different places, and this thing howls in pain and rage. Big hit. Yeah! Zeta 5, what are you doing?
All right. Looks like we're just unloading big. I think to continue the tradition, Zeta 5 is going to draw his sword, but this time his salute is a little bit different. It kind of comes up, but then there's a sort of whiplash forward. And you can see, if you were paying attention, that the light has come down along his hand because he's casting the same thing that Zondo did.
Awesome.
The bargast.
Nice.
Okay, let's see
to
here.
mind thrust this creature.
I rolled a 3 on my save, so full damage.
Oh, awesome.
So this thing hits it.
Wow.
Is just trembling, and you can see its body is actually like warping between this form and more of a full like canid form, and then also back to Jinchiroga, the hobgoblin. Check this out.
Oh, we can't see the bar, or at least
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, I don't.
Hold on. Let me.
I think that's just.
Oh,
32
how
magic
about I tick
damage.
on? So here.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Zondo, you're up next. What are you doing?
I see that this seems to be working very well, and I feel emboldened by the fact that I've resisted its psychic power, and so I feel like I have a chance to overpower it. So I'm going to do the same thing again.
Okay.
So here we go. Mind thrust.
Okay, let me make a save for him. I rolled 18, so I for sure saved.
Okay, so you save, so he takes 5.
5 points of damage. You feel like you're trying to push down on it, but it's this thing, again, like it is an outsider, so it is immortal. This thing that has been along from before any living creature, you know, scratched in the earth on any of the packed worlds. It's beginning to get up again. And then, let's see here. It will... It looks at you again, Zondo, because you've been you failed to get you before too, and its eyes flash, and you can feel its presence in you. And in like the film version, we'd see a little version, you looking forward, and then he comes beside you and whispers in your ear in a sickening, hot, wet way. Serve me. I need a will save from you, please.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, what?
Well, I'm
So-
gonna astonishing fortune.
You guys have 4 more astonishing fortune because we're back from break. So yes,
Awesome. All right,
go ahead and make your roll.
Here we go.
Yes. Back to back now.
You know what? It was meant to happen. This is.
Yep.
That's the universe just telling you. Stop
Good
resisting.
golly.
That's right. I was meant to serve him. That's why I came all this way.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, what it does is you're affected by charm person. So just you treat him as a trusted friend and ally. If he's currently being threatened or attacked by you and your allies, it receives +5. So you would have gotten a +5 saving throw, but a nat 1's a nat 1's a nat 1. You do not. This doesn't enable them to control you.
But I'm certainly not going to attack him or anything.
I'll leave it to you to roleplay that accordingly. All right, so then
I can do
he...
that.
And we see, I think, in what the rest of you guys may see is Zondo. You saw this thing's eyes flash, and you see Zondo kind of stagger back and kind of go limp, like the tension kind of goes out of his shoulders. Dutch, what are you doing?
I still got 4 more rounds, so Dutch is going to fire away.
Hell yes.
Those claws look scary, so.
Okay, here we go. Big money. Ooh, let's see here. 13. No, not quite. This thing's moving, like kind of like moving behind the thing. So we see sparks fly from the consoles that are destroyed by Dutch's massive reaction cannon. Mozo, you're up next. What are you doing?
Bam.
Actually, that hits. What kind of energy was it?
Acid.
Acid, okay.
Oh wait, I hope I don't damage the bridge. Oh well, too late.
Can't more damage the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, I shot 4, missed.
Okay.
You know.
Well, I guess you're shooting a giant cannon off in the bridge, so my little acid blast.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
The what do you call it? Skittermanders have a saying about matching a forest fire. So there you go. So you fire and it hits and it burns this thing. Zeta 5, what are you doing?
All right. Do I have? I'm not gonna like look over to check, but do I have some sense that the captain could still be alive after this? Like if I got to him real quick, I could heal him. Basically, what I'm wondering is, should I save my last spell to heal him after the fight is over, so we win, or should I blast this thing? Because if I know that he could still be alive, I'm gonna save my spell.
He's moving. He's still.
Okay.
He'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to charge in. Well, or rush in, or whatever. Is there a charge move?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm gonna charge in.
It's a full round action.
All right.
So you go racing in, leaping over the destroyed console through the sparks. And
tactical dueling
I think you get a bonus to hit as well, too, if I remember. Just give me a sec here. We'll make your roll. Let's see if we need to worry about your extra, point or two of bonus.
Nope.
Oh,
jeez.
You have 3 points of Astonishing Fortune.
Yeah, let's use one.
Yeah, I think.
Why not?
Okay. Charge. You make a single attack roll, -2 to hit, -2 to your AC. Okay, so yeah, you leap over. It looks pretty cool, and you land and swing, and it misses. But he, smoke going around, sparks flying around. This thing looms up in front of you. You hurt me. Zondo, what are you doing?
Well, I turn to my companions and say, "No, we've made a mistake. She's on our side. Trust me, you need to stop. She's going to die."
Love it. Speaking of gonna die, this thing looking down at Zeta 5 is going to make a full round full attack here. First is the claw. That is a 21.
21 is definitely a hit.
Just barely, right?
Just barely.
Just barely. Okay, so you take
my AC by 10.
9 points of damage from this claw.
And then I'm only gonna take 8 because I'm gonna share the pain with this thing.
Nice. How much damage does it take then?
It takes 1 point of damage.
Only one. Okay, I thought it was equal.
Because I don't know exactly how much it has left, but I'm hoping that I can give it 2 points of damage, and that might put it over.
Awesome. So then it brings those massive jaws down on you as well, too. Yeah. 4. Still just covered in Jack Dice. That is a 15 KAC.
That is also a hit.
Okay. That is 11 points of damage. All
right, that's me out of the fight.
Is there any feel the pain thing or share the pain?
It's a reaction, so I can only do it once.
Okay. And kind of like, the alien mother tossing Bishop aside, we see white stuff spew out of Zeta 5 as he's tossed aside, and this thing turns towards all of you. Dutch, you're up next.
2 more shots. That looked pretty painful. So.
Yep. Okay.
What are you doing? I told you I misread the record.
He killed Zeta.
He's defending. She's defending herself.
Oh, nice. So one misses again, and because this thing is sort of triumphing its return, you finally get a shot, and it just explodes it through its chest, and this thing is tossed aside like a rag doll, hitting the ground. You have killed Jincharoga.
No.
And as soon as the anguish of it, hits you, it then as suddenly disappears, Zondo. And your reason for caring about Jincharoga is gone.
I'm confused for a moment.
Okay. Now, Zeta 5, on your turn, you can spend, let's see here, I think it's a third of your resolve points to stabilize yourself, which would be, so bring you down to I think it's rounded up as well too. It's kind of unfair that way. So you'd be down to one resolve point, but then you can spend one resolve point to be at 1 hit point.
Yeah, so I could spend all 3 to come back up to 1 hit point.
Yep.
To try to heal the captain.
Yeah, well, I think here's what happens is you come to, or not come to, but you sort of like, catch your second breath. We see like, lights flashing in your android eyes again. And you're actually lying next to this mutilated body of Jinchiroga. And while you were staring eye to eye with this thing that nearly killed you, Jinchiroga coughs. Yeah, you're fools. Let me actually turn the music off so you can hear this quite clearly.
You take 3 points of damage.
He just looks at you. You're fools. Being deceived. He isn't. And she's gone.
Real captain.
All right.
And Zeta 5, you get up.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
So as a player, I have an idea about what this means, but I don't think the character has put it together yet, because Zeta 5 doesn't know about, narrative arcs and how they always seem to go that way in these sort of stories. So I'm going to go over and use my last spell, a Mystic Cure, on the captain.
Okay.
Or the character that we think is the captain, to try to heal up the, gaping wound in his throat.
Okay. Awesome. So that saves Captain Ramim. So you cast it on him, and he gets up. On the bridge as well, our Lozupahir is there as well too. Captain! And Grathmatek, the Yasaki. So you help him up, and Captain Ramim looks up at you and says, You saved my life.
That is accurate.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And he begins to try and pull himself up, and Johu is saying, Careful! And she helps him up. He looks around and says, Quite a mess that the thing made.
Yes, bullets came out of its body. Dutch is going to walk over and with it, because his gun is spent, he's going to drop it there, and he's going to walk over and cut the bargast head off, or just in case.
Okay, so you start hacking away at this thing.
Gross.
Oh.
And I go to Zeta 5 and say, sit down a moment. Let me see if I can help you.
Okay.
But and Zeta 5 is going to be aware that I'm trying to spend 10 minutes to do a healing touch. So it take a bit.
Nice. So while this is happening, you take hands and you're psychically linking and restoring some of his ability. For one, I guess you can't spend any resolve right now, Zeta 5, but...
Yep.
What you can, however, get... How many points are...
5.
5 points back, okay.
5 hit points, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So during that time, the rest of you guys can spend 1 resolve point if you need to recover any stamina. And you have an opportunity to speak to Captain Ramim or the rest of the bridge crew as well. What do you guys say?
Mozo's like, we just need to make sure that everyone is safe and healthy. And he's dabbing at people's wounds and with different cloths and it's take a a magician's tissue or whatever, and he's like,
yeah,
dab. It's
one of those multiple hands. I'm picturing them constantly.
People are like, what's going on?
That's great. And you're trying to make it unclear that you're keeping these samples. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay. Give us a sleight of hand. Let's see how. Okay.
Yeah, Dutch is gonna grab his gun, reload it.
Okay. the Ramim gets up and says, "What brought you up here then?" And he sees in the hallway through the open door. He says, what were they doing over there? They're tearing out the bulkheads. Song said they were poor guests in the dining hall, but this seems unlike. Perhaps we do not
know. I assume that they were under the command of Jinchiroga, but they came together.
They were. I knew that she was a bounty hunter. I assumed that she could keep them in control. She paid well. Little did I know that this thing, as Dutch kind of finishes cutting the head off, was what was hiding in her form. What is this beast, anyway? That could wear the form of a hobgoblin.
It is known as a soul gorger among my people.
Soul gorger.
Very dangerous, powerful.
This, then. Do you think this is behind Jinchiroga's disappearance? Did this kill her?
You mean...
I'm sorry, behind Algiada's disappearance. Could this thing have killed her?
We don't know. There's a lot of weird things going on this ship.
What do you mean?
Seemed like it was pretty good at killing things.
Indeed.
But it was messy at killing things, right?
It was.
But
we haven't looked at the quarters yet.
Not everything's messy there.
Yeah, we can ask the captain if we have permission to search the quarters. Maybe we can find clues.
What? Why would you search the quarters? This thing is dead. Surely this is behind what's... If we need search the rest of the ship, the Chimera, for wherever the other crew members may be found, though I hear that someone has been making use of the incinerator.
Indeed.
What do you mean?
I've heard that some were down there. And he looks over at the lot of you. Though I don't doubt this thing here. Can this thing take on other forms? Wear the faces of others? And Zonda, with that amazing roll from before? Nope.
Yeah, nope, just goblinoids.
Well, just actually one goblinoid.
One goblinoid.
They have one goblinoid face, they have one canid face, and they have their, like, bargast full manifestation form. But yeah, like, you could always, if the only goblinoid form this thing Jinchiroga could take is the hobgoblin that you met her as. Well, then,
this form, that's it.
did it use some form of magic then? Technology? A fusion device, perhaps, of some kind?
If we were able to search the various quarters, it would help us find some clues to answer these very excellent questions you've posed.
The crew quarters? The guests' quarters, you mean?
No, I mean, Algiada was a crew member, was she not?
But this is not Algiada. This was Jinchiroga, a guest.
But Algiada has gone missing, and we would like to find out
Indeed,
how that
she...
happened.
Captain, you sound confused. Maybe all the biting and blood. Let us handle it from here. Security, Monzo's security force for hire.
Who's Monzo?
Mozo, right? Mozo.
Mozo, that's me. Mozo the Magnificent.
Oh, it says the name wrong.
But I love that. Like, that's in fiction that he constantly calls him Monzo.
Yeah. Good.
So he. Why don't you give me one pick? Oh, I guess so. Zondo's been talking to him. Dutch has been talking to him. Either of you guys can give me a diplomacy check, please. See if you can, how receptive this guy is to this.
Yeah, Dutch is not good at this, but both or just one?
Whoever has the best one, you guys can choose.
Probably.
So 15. All right. So Zeta 5 and Zondo, both of you pick this up, but you see Captain Ramim, before he responds, he seems to do kind of a looking over and seeing like how Grath and how Lozu seem to be in, like whether they seem to be in favor of this or not. You know, and he tries to do it, and it's not in a way that is like, you know, taking the sort of the pulse of the room, as it were, or, you know, as if it's some kind of democracy. It's like sideways glance that someone not as perceptive as you guys would miss, of kind of like, can I get away with saying no or not? Mm-hmm. But as soon as he says that, then he says, very well, that if it will help put this mystery to rest and the tragedy of the loss of such a valued crew member.
She's dead? I thought she was missing.
If she is missing, and this thing, gesturing down at the now headless body, is responsible, surely she is not alive somewhere. Do you think otherwise? I would hope to see her again, but...
Well, we shall see, and we will, of course, keep you informed of everything that we find.
Zeta, there is no fucking way he wants to ever see her again.
Yep.
He lies well enough to Zondo and to the rest of the guys, but no. You rolled a 19 on your sense motive, by the by.
Nice.
So, yeah, he definitely does not want her found. What are you guys going to do then? He is sort of feigns being, you know, like, oh.
Will you be well enough to pilot the ship if the drift engine can be repaired?
You see Grath turns around, you know, and he's got kind of his feet up on the seat. The seat is modified to be appropriate to a Yasaki's height, but he sort of spins around in the chair, you know, and grins at you, and he says, "I'm just waiting for it to get ready to go again. Anytime that Keith gets this rolling, we're ready to go. I can't get to Absalom Station fast enough."
Very good. And I'm just making my companions will realize that I'm just trying to make it seem like we think this is all on the up and up.
Zondo,
even though we don't.
There is something very suspicious about this Yasaki as well, too.
Yeah, none of this is right. I don't trust any of these people.
Okay.
Is there a med bay? You know, some of our guys are a little beat up. We need to maybe...
Ramim says, unfortunately, no med bay, but Kiev has access to our first aid kit and materials.
Okay. We should go see Keith.
Okay.
We should.
Yes.
So, what do you guys wish to do?
Oh, Dutch does say, well, if you're injured, whatever the helmsman, I can also pilot.
Grath says, I'm fine. I didn't get hit. And he looks around at the sparking. Though you seem to have hit everything else. Lozu and I will have to try and work on this while Keeve's working on the thrusters. Or the drift drive. But if this is what it took to put that down, and he gestures at Jinchiroga's corpse, I'll take it. Captain, you should go lie down. And he says, no, there's far too much work to be done still. Thank you, all four of you. Please, you have my leave. Conduct your investigation. We will be certain that this will be ready when Keeve has concluded his work.
Is there any chance that we can get a security fob so that we can check the rooms as we discussed?
and he looks over at Jozu, and she kind of nods like, yeah, I can do that. She seems very eager to please the captain. She seemed pretty, like, you just not notice anything unusual about her thus far. Yeah, and I mean, she just seems like a good first mate, you know? So she kind of, tough when she needs to be, but also, like, eager to keep the, make sure that the captain's orders are honored. She pulls out her comm unit and kind of, like, hit something. Gestures for you guys to bring your own out. And then kind of like, says, that will open up the any room you need here. You'll have full access to all quarters, crew included.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll get to the bottom of this. Don't you worry.
So I have a question for kind of our knowledge of the ship.
Yep.
Because on the map, there's this room 16 that says smuggler's compartment. Do we know about that?
You do not, no.
Existing? Okay. Well, I'm just wondering, that seems like an obvious place to check if we start
pro DM right here. I think you probably would know that.
We would probably know that there's something.
I think
but
you know. Yeah.
Know.
Zeta 5. You know what I'll say is that because of your background, you know that there is a smuggling compartment on here. You just don't know how to access it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Is that I've picked up. That's how these guys pay for.
Yeah.
Everything. But,
yeah. For those listening at home, if you're looking to learn less, you didn't fail as a DM. You just leaned into another way of pushing story forward.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know about you guys, but I could use a trip to Song's Galley for a sandwich and then a nap time for a little while.
Oh, I thought we were gonna look at the quarters.
Oh, are we doing that right now? Oh, okay.
Will you be okay if we just spend a short amount of time investigating the quarters before we head down?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be all right. I just,
you guys have that healing, those healing elixirs too. They don't get.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we go discuss this in the hallway then?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys head in the hallway. Well, I mean, I guess the thing is, before if you want to be helpful, you guys could first clean up the stuff. Like the bridge is trashed because of that reaction cannon. They're gonna be busy getting that stuff. There's dead goblins in the hallway. There's a bargast corpse that needs to be cleaned up. There's damage in the hallway here. If you guys want to take a little bit of time to rest, I'll let you take the benefit of a full rest. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just moving that in from the compendium onto my character sheet.
Oh,
That's
okay. Yeah.
Came up.
Okay. So then let's see here. I can't remember how much you heal with rest. So let's say you're going to start fresh once you get a chance to clean up. Treat your little wounds there that some of you guys have received. So that means you get all of your resolve points back, you get all of your spells back, and
On a short rest, or
this is a long rest. And you know what I'll do, guys, is we talked about this before. Let me quickly just bump each of you up to second level.
Awesome.
Epic.
Ding-a-ling.
More epicness.
So where am I here? Characters. Here we go. Characters. All right, Zeta 5.
The Technomancer.
Yes, and for those listening at home, we talked about this before we went live about getting up. Oopsies, wrong thing. Getting up in their level, so you guys have had a chance to pick each of your things. You just need to adjust your skills. Those that have 1 point, make it 2. Zeta, you are good to go. Yutch. Dutch.
Did the goblins have anything on them?
Nothing really of like you're taking your life in your hand if you fire that laser.
Yeah. What about the bargast? Does she have any equipment or?
Give me a sec. I can tell you in un momento. Let's see here. Zondo, you are second level now too.
Awesome.
And Mozo. Mozo, whoopsies. You know, did it 3 times in a row, and I've screwed it up 2 of those times. All right.
Making a dice bag of winter night right now.
You're making one?
The dice bag of winter night. Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Can't imagine where you got that inspiration from.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It came to me in a swash of brilliance.
I was telling my son, like, when we took our break and it came back, it honestly looks like midwinter outside right now. We got so much snow, and like the road is completely covered. Like we don't, and like because we get Chinooks here, it melts throughout the year, so we never really get the massive piles that you get in, like, you know, my or actually Dave and I's hometown. But yep, looks like midwinter Calgary right now. Okay, so the healing. Did you find, Arlen, what the natural healing is in Starfinder?
Yeah, it's just 1 hit point.
Love it. There's little elements. There's a lot of like new school stuff in Starfinder, but there's a couple things that they did that really are like steps back towards the old school that I really do like. That and spell interruption. Spell interruption is merciless in Starfinder. Okay. All right, guys. So when you have your sleep, I think what each of you having a chance to close your eyes, what you each once again dream of is that brilliant, bright light shining in your face. And you can't move. And you can't move your head. And you hear the sound of voices. Talking around you. Your eyes wildly moving to the side, trying to spy what's going on, but your neck muscles will not obey your commands. And you wake up. And you're looking around. Each of you seems to get up, get yourself dressed, and walk out into your hallway, refreshed, feeling better. And Zeta 5, all of your injuries healed completely. That was a good rest.
Yeah.
Weird.
What are you guys doing next?
Yeah.
Well, I guess what cool, badass stuff did you guys pick at 2nd level? I know it's only a couple of you that actually get to pick stuff.
I picked Deadly Aim.
Awesome.
I mean, not great now, but eventually.
Okay, badass. What about well, Zondo and Zeta, I think you guys only got that bonus to your thing. What did you pick as your to your insight skills? And you got that mind reading thing, or mind link thing. Mozo, what did you pick as your magical hack?
I was thinking about energized spell, but I haven't seen any like battery packs of anything lately. So, maybe robot influence.
Robot influence. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was the other one. Yeah.
Awesome.
Affect construct robots and other creatures that have a technological subtype with my mind affecting spells.
Do you have any mind affecting spells? Oh, Daze. Daze is mind affecting.
Oh, wait, I don't know if I have a mind affecting.
Isn't Daze mind affecting?
Yeah, I don't think I've got it on my sheet though.
Do you not have
Right,
Daze,
so.
or is it only Zeta and Zondo?
I get to learn another spell.
Let's see here.
I don't know how learning spells works as a technomancer, but
I can tell you in 1 sec. When you get
at 2nd level.
oh, you know what? Hey, you also learn a new 1st level spell and a new 0 level spell. You still can only cast 2 per day. Oh, and I think this,
Same,
you Mystics.
Mystics as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Sorry about that, guys.
That's great.
So you guys each get to quickly just take a peek and see what you want to grab. Yeah. So. Oh, wait a minute. You might actually have more spells per day, Dave, because I think you get. 1 second here.
I get a +1 for having more than 14 intelligence.
Right, there you go. Yeah. So, sorry, I was shortchanging you before.
It's all good.
Okay. So, guys, you also expand your magical knowledge. So then, what are you guys planning on doing next?
So we all slept in the same quarters that we started it. We did the previous night, correct?
Yep.
So we're by ourselves. I get up in the morning. I do my normal routine of meditation and like opening myself up to the Akashic record to get my spells. And this time, I feel this like surge of energy come in for the first time of these new, this access to this new volume with more spells. And once I've sort of done that, I will then go out to find my companions.
Okay. How about you, Zeta? Is it through your connection with Yomadai that your new spells come, or what?
Yeah, it's somehow like a sort of, it feels almost like a kind of similar to Zondo's in that it's a sort of moment of insight, but it's sort of like an intellectual and almost theological one. Like that I was sort of, in bed reading up, and I sleep and I wake up and I feel like some problem that has been bothering me, somehow I feel like I have a sense of the solution now. And I'm gonna get, for my new spell, I'm gonna get supercharged weapon, because that sounds cool.
Yep.
And cool for a dude who likes to slash people.
Yep. And then what about do you get a new cantrip as well?
I think so.
Oh, remember you're a mystic though. Supercharged.
Yeah, Mystic gets one new cantrip and one new.
What? And supercharged weapon is a technomancer spell, not
shit! I didn't. Yep, that makes sense. That's because it's on the technomancer spell list. Yep.
They hide it like that.
They make it real hard to tell. Okay, well then I'll pick something else.
Okay. So
I took stabilize as my cantrip, just so you know.
Okay.
And I'm just figuring out my first level spell. There's not a lot of options, so.
You just drag and drop compendium?
Yeah.
It is, yes.
Okay.
So it should go right in. And for those listening at home, what Dave's asking about is the Starfinder does have, not everything is drag and drop, but equipment, spells, and feats are drag and drop. So it does help speed up filling out the character sheets for this, which is nice. Okay, so guys, what is the plan here then? What do you wish to do?
Well, we had a plan from the end of yesterday, which was to search the crew quarters. Now that we have the security fob, is that the first thing we should do?
I'm also wondering if there's a way to try to get into the computer system for the schematics to find like a smuggling compartment.
Oh, you were asking me about Jinchiroga.
Since you guys were, it's a good thing that you're asking about that, because somebody just gave us a security fob, and earlier when we were trying to hack into when I was trying to hack into the computers, I learned that if I had a security fob, things would be so much easier.
True.
Guess what? Now I've got that.
Excellent. I'm sure that will come in very handy. Or handy.
All right, so what you find, and I think it's just maybe you who finds this Mozo, is that, now where is it here? Where is it? You found on Jinchiroga, I think there was a folded up piece of paper. And you sort of quickly, pocketed that. And let's see here. Where is it?
What? Do I have to unlock my sheet or something in order to drag drop?
It shouldn't be. In 45 minutes, Carl.
Okay.
Basically, my sheet turns yellow when I drag it over.
Oh, let's see here.
Yeah, mine. So does mine.
And then you just drop it and it should appear.
Okay.
Did that work, Dave? Sometimes if it's a spell with multiple levels, it'll prompt you and ask you what levels you want to add. So you
I'm trying to drop. drop daze into my first level spells.
Okay, did it work or not?
No.
Okay. Well, daze is a
it's
0
a
level spell.
cantrip.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
probably under.
Oh, that's why I'm dropping it on the wrong side.
Yeah. Well, it should already have populated regardless of where you're dropping it.
Okay, so I've got it 4 times now.
Awesome.
Seriously, I've got 4 copies of Daze in my 0 level spells. I'm watching for the
Excellent.
right-hand side and the one first level.
Okay. So no, you know what it is, Dave? Is there is a pillowcase that you've pocketed that Jinchiroga had on her, and I think what you can decide, maybe like you called everyone into your quarters to show them. But this is something in black ink, which is marked with a few likely places that you believe a smuggler's compartment could be. And Zeta, why don't you give me a perception check, please?
All right.
And this is, I'll give you the +5 to this as well because of your...
I'm going to spend a point of astonishing fortune on that.
Please do.
That's better.
Oh, sorry, Carl. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Let me check, since George isn't here, how many we actually have.
Sure.
I think we've only got, we're 1.
Okay. So I think what you can find, if you're on the engineering deck, you should be able to find an entrance there. If you know what you're looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
I think so. My suggestion, I feel like finding the smuggler's compartment, especially if we know that the Jinchiroga bargast was interested in it too, that might be a key to figuring out exactly what's going on. Like if, for instance, there's a second Kasathan that was brought aboard that is replaced the captain, since that seems to be one of the considerations for a possibility. Or, any of the other kind of, if there's like something, anything like that they're trying to hide from us. Seems to me that checking the quarters of Algiata might be kind of, I don't know, I can't imagine, unless we find that there's like signs of a struggle or something like that we would get that much information about where she actually is now.
But he seemed wary about, right?
He did seem wary about it. That's a good point, though. But he seemed kind of wary about the whole possibility, any possibility of her coming back at all, not just us checking her quarters.
Let's just check her quarters anyways.
Yeah.
And did the captain say anything about not checking into his quarters? Because, we do have this statue with blood on it.
He didn't say not to.
I didn't hear it.
That's a
Okay. So what do you guys
very open interpretation of permission.
What are you thinking, guys? Where do you want to go next?
I mean, I feel like since we have the security fob and we don't have to spend that much time, we should at least look at Algiata's quarters.
Okay. So while you guys are looking too, the professor, do you have an update for him as well? We don't need to role play through the whole thing, but if you if you have something you want to tell him.
I mean, I do think that we should inform him that the bargast, was on the bridge and killed the cap. Was
Yeah.
try to kill the captain. And does that mean anything to him? Considering he sort of seems to collect bizarre creatures and.
He doesn't.
I'm not collect them, but he's an archaeologist.
Yeah.
Might know something about history. Or...
So I mean, he's still trying to understand why she wanted his prize, his find. She was surely, he's convinced that she's not working alone. If she was trying to seize control and she's got this, it's got to be a bigger conspiracy than that.
Yeah, I'll tell. I'm not role playing. I'm just saying this is. I tell him that I think that there's other crew members who are likely involved in this. It seems.
Yep.
The captain, the pilot, perhaps Kiev. We're not sure now. We're suspicious of him as well.
Okay.
And maybe more.
Okay. Do you tell him about the smuggling compartment?
What do you think, Arlen?
I mean, he hasn't figured out that there's a smuggling compartment on this ship, then maybe he doesn't deserve to know.
That's an interesting logic from the paladin.
I'm just thinking, like, realistically, surely he has figured out that this is part of how this ship can afford to operate the way it does. And if he hasn't figured that out, then maybe we just let him enjoy blissful ignorance for a little while until we know more about what's actually in there.
Did he tell us what his find was specifically?
No, he just...
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
So I'll ask him, like, do you think they might be after your, this conspiracy?
What else could it be?
Maybe to find.
What else could it be?
Well, I don't know because I do not know what the find is.
Well, that's with good reason. With good reason, I've kept it from you. If you know, then you are compromised, and if you're compromised, then the find will be compromised, and if the find is compromised, then all is lost. Right? You have.
I do not know if that's right or wrong because I do not know what the find is.
Exactly.
Can you tell us where you're keeping it so that we can make sure to defend that area and
you are
let
safer,
no one go there?
Safer not knowing. Indeed.
So are we going to check out the smuggling compartment then?
I think we should.
What? There's a smuggling compartment.
No. I didn't.
Secrets on secrets. No, I'm assuming you didn't hear. Okay. So, you guys make your way down. Do you want to check where Kiev is? Tell me what you want to do as how you approach this area. It's going to be near where 16 is. It'll be down in this area over here. And Kiev has kind of been working all over to work on the drive. So do you have a plan to deal with him, or are you going to let him know it's what you're looking for, or what are you thinking?
My suggestion would be that because we have the security fob, we tell him technically the truth, which is that the captain has asked us to investigate, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Okay.
And we won't say that, like, he told us about the smuggling compartment or not. We'll just say that's what we're investigating. This is where we were led to by the clues.
So you guys make your way down there. You get down, as a quick reminder too, that's what the old engineering section looks like. You get down there, that low-hanging ceiling passing underneath you. And as you come around a corner, you can see that Kiev is standing, facing away from you. And he's standing perfectly still. His arms at his side. His tail, which you've seen, it kind of moves. It's not like moving all the time like a dog's tail, but it sort of moves and positions itself depending on where he is. It is perfectly still as well. And you haven't been making any effort to try and keep yourself quiet, I don't think. So he's just standing there. What do you guys do?
Go, Kiev, are you okay? Kiev.
No word.
Crap.
You're still about maybe 10 feet away, 12 feet away from him?
Well, I'll approach him.
Okay. So you walk up, and you can see, as you approach, he makes no indication that he has heard you. You walk up beside him, kind of look, and
I'm calling out his name, too.
Yep.
But...
You keep calling out his name. He's standing and staring off, seemingly directly. It's tough to say with the Mariquai multi-segmented eyes, but you go to the side and you keep saying his name, and you're there for about 10 seconds before he kind of... Oh! Dutch, you're here. I didn't hear you come down. And he's moving his same as normal. What are you down here for?
I tell him we're told by the captain to investigate if there are any co-conspirators with the bargast.
Oh, the bargast. Yes, I heard about that. Zondo, it's
I guess I
weird the way he responds about that. There's just a weird flat effect to the way he responds about, I've heard about the bargast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course. Then, where is it you're going then? Something down here you need to search. I can help if you like.
Okay, guys, sorry I gotta get going. I thought it was till 5, but...
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
see you, Carl.
Yep.
Let me know how it goes.
Will do.
I'll
Okay.
watch the tail.
You'll be back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
All right, so guys,
I would like to
so
wait till he's
guys,
talking to somebody
you actually,
else. Oh, sorry.
You blink for a second, and Dutch is gone. But Dutch has never been here.
Dutch who?
Dutch bends over feeling ill, and he decides to go back to his room for a nap.
No, Dutch is literally gone. But he was never here. There's only ever been one Vesk on here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's only one Vesk.
So Keeve now turns to Zondo. I didn't hear you come down. What are you here for?
You get this weird.
Well, we are here, and I basically repeat exactly.
Yeah.
what,
Did you want me to
I
help
said,
then?
I don't. I turned to Zeta 5. I'm not sure if we need your help at this point.
All right.
I'm looking for your.
I suppose I should work on the drive as well.
You have the first aid kit?
Yes, but I gave you most of the supplies out of that. Well, I gave
Is there
him
any way to test blood?
to test blood. No, we don't. It's a first aid kit, not a full med kit or a full testing station. Why do you ask?
Just want to make sure everybody's okay.
Well, that's really nice of you, Mozo. But I think everyone will be okay now. If you need anything, I'm going to be working in the aft on the starboard engine. See if I can get that drift drive back online. If you need anything, let me know. And he turns and he makes his way back. You know, clink, clink, clink. And he leaves you guys on your own, and all you can hear is... What are you doing?
One thing I have learned, I've gained the ability to do by reading another page of the Akashic record, is to read someone's thoughts from a distance.
Yep.
Would you like? Should I try to do that with him?
Yes.
Or yes? Okay. Very well. So I will click it here so everybody can see what it says.
Okay.
The first level spell, so I was gonna take up one of my 3 slots, cast it, and it's basically, it's like the old school 1, 2, 3 rounds you get. Additional.
Okay. So yeah, so here's what you my 3 rounds. So you're probably only gonna have about a round before he's out of sight. Is it his mind you're trying to read, or the rest of the guys?
His, but I wanted to go and basically try to follow him.
Sure.
Well, or Zondo, if you say you're going to do that, I could say, wait a second, Mozo, why don't, and just try to kind of keep up small talk with him for a second.
Sorry, Zeta. What is it you want? So first round, yep, he has thoughts.
Okay, excellent.
Second round,
that's actually a question.
Yeah.
Question.
What is it here? And he has a thinking mind, so you're slowly sort of moving in on his thoughts.
Yeah.
His
third round is the key one.
Yep, and then so you can read the surface thoughts of any mind. He failed his save. I made a save for him.
Okay, great.
Okay. So his surface thoughts are about what you would expect. He's grateful. He seems eager to help Zeta 5. He has the drift drive, weighing on his mind.
So while Zondo is doing this, because Zondo, I also have the spell, so I know that you can keep it up for a little while and keep focusing.
Yep.
I'm gonna start to try to bring up, just kind of
Sure. Yeah.
talk about some of the things that have happened and see.
Sure.
If
So
Zondo,
here, guys, here we're gonna start with. I'll give you 2 minutes starting now. So, sorry,
All right.
Zeta. What is
well,
can
we're pretty concerned about what's been going on here. What with the, the bargast and all that. You know anything about Jinchiroga from before? Did you see her on the station or anything?
No, I didn't. I haven't heard anything about that. So I know there's a weird. It's like not a real memory that of hearing about the bargast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm. And Trostinek, he's. I mean, you know how Vesk are, right?
They can be nice guys as well too, but he's a little rough around the edges for my taste, though. For some
like
their
Algiata seems like.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
He's you can tell he doesn't like Algiata nearly as much as what he sort of says. He finds her a bit of a bully. Yeah. So when are you?
And the professor. It's a little. Have you talked to him at all?
Yeah, he had that. He had that strange the thing with the lice. I guess he was right. It was an actual device. Although who shrinks asteroid lice? Come on.
I have no idea who would shrink asteroid lice, although he's a bit of a kooky fellow. Do you know anything about him from before?
No.
I'm just wondering if we can, because we're really trying to get to the bottom of everything that's been going on.
You suspect him?
Not really suspecting him so much as sort of concerned about. He has some concerns that he brought to us, and we really want to make sure we're exploring every angle of attack.
Oh, you're working for the professor. No associations, no bad associations with the professor. It's like he said, met the guy, and he remembers you have a vision of the asteroid lice. Same thing you guys saw. No, it's interesting that he's hired you for that. He was concerned beforehand.
He was concerned about something. He's got some.
I figured he was smart. I guess he's even smarter than I thought. To have guessed that, I wouldn't have thought Jinchiroga would have been anything other than just a bossy hobgoblin.
Well, nasty enough to let goblins aboard at all.
Yeah.
Well, she sure took a bite out of the captain. I hope the captain's okay.
Oh, me too. Me too. Here's one thing, Zondo. Your recollect. He didn't seem to have any strange thoughts about the captain whatsoever.
Yeah, versus last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's. So, Zeta 5 is gonna kind of do, sort of put a hand on his shoulder, act sort of friendly, and say all right, well, thank you for everything you've done for us, and if we can do something for you.
Thank you for what you did for the ship. If it wasn't for you, the Chimera would be under control of that bargast.
And we're going to be back once we find the smuggling compartment.
Wait, what? What compartment? He seems to be completely aware of the smuggling compartment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's lay our cards on the table, Mozo.
Your spell's over too, Zondo.
And it's
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Zondo sort of turns and he, maybe nods to you, Zeta, so you know that the spell is has finished.
Yep. Yeah. Let's put our cards on the table, Mozo. We know how this ship can fund its own existence.
Sorry, Mozo or me? He looks suspicious.
Yeah, Mozo.
What are you up
pretty
to,
suspicious, but
Skittermander? What have you brought on board?
No, let's put our cards on the table, Keeve. We know how this ship funds its existence. We're gonna find whatever is being hidden. You can help us out by making that a quicker and easier, less painless for everybody task.
What do you mean painless? I thought you were my friends. What are you implying?
Well, I know a thing or two about what they, how they think about smugglers, the law on Absalom Station and on the other stations. And let's be clear, we can help each other, but you're going to have to help us.
What do you want?
Well, we want to know where the smuggling department is.
What am I supposed to do? Leave? It's how we keep things in the air. I thought you were nicer.
Well, yeah, I can give people that impression.
And what about you? Hey, Skittermander. You're in for this too? Blackmailing people? It wasn't us, it was that damn bargast.
Well, I'm certainly on your side. That's why, you took that damage for me when the...
Then why I suppose the professor... You want what the professor's taking too? That relic. I knew there was nothing but trouble with that thing. All right. What do you want then?
Well, thanks for taking that damage.
Let's start with you showing us the smuggling compartment and explaining everything that's in there.
Fine. And he brings you guys over here.
And Zondo, to kind of be the good cop versus Zeta 5's bad cop.
Yep.
As we just want to make sure that we all do arrive to our destination, and we fear that whatever is in there may prevent that from happening.
You got to understand, the professor says that this is going to change everything. This is up will be down. The packed world's destabilized. This is something that could change our fundamental understanding of reality. Do you understand what kind of weight that puts on people?
I've got a good sense of weight on people.
All right. So he brings you over to this wall, and he sort of reaches behind where a pipe is, and there's a hidden latch there. And he hits it.
I mean, when he reaches behind, making it very clear that I've got like a hand on the pommel of my sword in case he goes for a hidden weapon or something.
It opens up and reveals the smuggling compartment. And he looks and he says, "Me first, I guess, right?"
I'm thinking that's the best solution.
So he steps down and walks in. You can see there's quite a bit of stuff in here.
Then I'll go next.
Okay, here, I'll put you in there. There you go.
I'll stand in the doorway so I can watch behind us because I'm suspicious that he might somehow, alert somebody secretly.
Okay. So you guys get in there, and there's quite a few boxes. Like it's pretty jammed up in here. He says, "Well, this is it. What do you need to see? You've seen it. Are you happy now? You traitor."
What did the bargast want brought along?
How do I know? The bargast didn't want anything in here.
Okay, Jinchiroga, what did she want along?
Jinchiroga didn't want anything in here.
Nothing.
At least she didn't supply anything in here.
Okay.
Where's the relic?
Then let's look at the professor's relic.
You gotta understand. The relic. If you look at it, you won't be the same.
Well, we shall see. Our path has led us here.
All right. So he leads you through some boxes, and stored behind a couple of boxes, kind of in this gap between them with a tarp placed on it, he reaches in there and he pulls out another box. And this box is about yay big by yay big, and it seems to be silver on the outside, and there is a biometric lock on this. He puts it down. He says, "You don't want to open it. You don't."
Have you opened it?
No! Do you understand what secrets are in there?
No, you're not telling us.
Mozo, why don't you get to work? And
No! And he tries to step forward, but then, you know, if your hand goes to its sword, he kind of steps back.
yeah.
Zondo, if you want to see this, you're going to have to get quite a bit further in there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to, but is there a way to keep this? Will this door automatically close once I go through?
There's tons of boxes. You could put a box in there to keep
Okay.
the thing open. Sure.
That's what I'll do.
Okay. So, he places it down. Mozo, it will be a computer's test to spoof a test mode password for this. What'd you do? Let's see. Nice.
Cool.
So you get that. And there's one curious... How'd you do? How's your roll there? You only roll a 7. If you could roll 5 better, you may actually learn some more information. You want to astonish?
Astonishing fortune?
Yep, go for it.
Yep.
That's like at least 4 points today that just get chewed up by this one.
Yeah.
So you hit the things in, and Keeve is just shaking his head the whole time. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. And you hit it so it's back to its... You sort of hit some buttons on this thing, Mozo, and then it usually goes back to a factory default state. And then... Keeve is scritching his beard. If you open that, there's no going back.
Then tell us what it is, man.
I don't know what it is.
Then
Then
why
how
is
do
it
you know it's so bad?
Because the professor, he told me. He's brilliant.
I thought you didn't know much about the professor.
I only met him here. But you
He may have
talked to
told you
him.
that.
He convinced you to be looking into this stuff. You know that he knows things.
He may know things, but he may have also told you that and others so that they wouldn't open it. For other reasons.
He's an honest man. I trust him. You trust him, don't you? You trusted him enough to start looking around. It's him that brought you to uncover the bargast. It's him that brought you down here. Trust him that this shouldn't be opened. And he's gesturing towards the box again.
And it's like just like a carrier, like a standard container type thing. It's not like the relic itself. Yeah,
It looks, yeah, it's got to be whatever's inside there. But this is a pretty, like, this is something that would stabilize. You could transport, like, organs for transplant or, like, you know, space Fabergé egg type stuff. You know?
Right. Okay.
Delicate, whatever kind of thing. So, what do you do?
If you don't want to look at it, you can go stand in the corner, face the wall, and we'll look at it.
He goes over in the wall and does exactly that. Turns his back towards you.
Yep.
But the question is, how do we have a means of opening it? It seems like Mozo has run into some
Mozo,
trouble.
just a matter of opening it now. Now it's just a matter of hitting the latch. Mozo's reset the password thing. What is the password now, Mozo?
Magnificent.
Mozo rocks.
No, it says-
MOZOROX. Enter.
I was thinking more like Zip Zop Sucks, SUX.
Yes, that'll work.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. What do you do?
I am, of course, very in favor of opening this, like regardless of what may come out of it, because it's just another part of the universe that I have not experienced yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Will
voting
you
for opening it
do it?
too.
Okay.
I'm
But
curious.
do you want me to do it with you guys looking away or something?
No, we all do it at the same time.
I think we're all in this together at this point.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. So you
And Keeve can tell our story if we die when we look at it, like the Ark of the Covenant.
hit the
Excellent.
button and the thing opens up and a little bit of like condensation comes out. Who is the first of you to look in?
It's beautiful.
Who looks in?
I
We
will.
could have Mozo
Okay.
use his camera first and try to take a picture of it or a video of it or something, and then look at the screen version.
He's going to put his hand over it. Okay. So, Zondo,
I'm just thinking in case it, as a way to like.
You've been destined to be here.
Yeah, of course. No, I know.
Of course, right? So you lean in. And let me see one quick thing here. Let's see your character sheet. Did you put your languages down on your character sheet?
I did not. I have very limited languages, so I just assumed I knew Common and like Goblin.
Space Common.
Yeah, Space Common and Space Goblin.
Okay. Let me quickly check the other two of you guys here. Check and see something.
I've got a couple.
Yeah, I think. Let's see your character. Okay. And Zeta 5.
Actonian, Conan.
Okay, excellent. So Zondo, you look into there, and what's in there is what appears to be a piece of thin metal that has words or symbols scrawled onto it that you cannot read. The metal is unusual. It has kind of a strange kind of finish to it, unlike anything you've seen before. Do you want to pick this up? It's only about that long.
No, first I turn to my companions and say, I cannot read the writing on this relic. Can you?
Zeta 5, you look in. The words are unfamiliar to you. But Mozo, you look in.
Can you guys hold it down a little bit more?
It's Aklo, a language, a very rare language spoken in sort of the darker corners of the of near space. And Mozo reads this out loud in kind of a perplexed word. In fact, Dave, I'll let you do that. Let me whisper it to you, and I'll let you read it out in Mozo's voice.
Just gotta keep telling myself, Mozo is not Wes. Mozo is not Wes. Relic removed for recalibration. Install before starting simulation. Relic removed for recalibration. Install before starting simulation.
And you hear Keeve sigh heavily. And he says, You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have looked in there. I told you. And he's not looking in your direction whatsoever. But you hear a low and if any of you had looked over, the back of Keeve's head has just exploded. Spraying brain matter, tissue, skull fragments, all the way behind him, and his body drops. Dead. And you hear a low rumble on the ship. What do you guys do?
Guys, I have a theory about where Dutch went. Wait, who is Dutch?
You don't remember him at all.
Yep.
Guys, something is beginning to rumble on the ship.
Let's get out of this room.
In
Close
here,
it up.
the pipes lining the hallway are beginning to split. Steam is coming out. What do you guys do?
I think we should take that piece of metal. We may need it.
We need to install it somewhere.
Let's get up to maybe the bridge. Seems like that's the place that would know the most about what's going on outside.
The whole thing surges to the side. What do you guys
Okay,
do?
quick. Up the ladders to the bridge.
Yep.
So you guys start running through the engineering. As you guys are racing through these, it's jerking to the side, throwing you back and forth. I need you guys to give me a reflex save, DC 14, please.
Uh-oh.
Nat 20 for Mozo.
Nice.
All right, so then Zeta, unfortunately, oh my goodness, holy smokes. You guys are racing along, and there's like steam is beginning to come out of different places. Zeta, you're racing along, and it throws you to the side, and then one of the steam pipes right next to you explodes out. You take 16 points of acid damage.
Whoa.
And you begin to hear, hull breach detected. Abandoned ship. Repeat, abandoned ship. Please proceed to the escape pods in a calm and orderly fashion. Hull breach detected. Abandoned ship. And this starts cycling through. The whole thing shakes again. What do you guys do?
I don't... Oh, 15 escape pods.
So as you make...
Let's go towards the escape pods.
Okay. I need, as you get to the ladders to try and make your way up, would each of you please give me one more either acrobatics or athletics check?
Oh, man.
Come on. Nice. So what happens is, as you guys are running along, we hear again, the whole thing shakes, and those stacks that are in the hallway there begin collapsing in on themselves. You can hear the whole hull itself is beginning to buckle. And you guys have to sort of race along. Zondo, you are probably ahead. Zeta, you're a little more clumsy, so Zondo is kind of helping him along. And Mozo, it's like you guys look behind you and you're like, Mozo! You think he's killed. But at the last second, he rolls out from underneath one of the collapsing things. A fireball fills up behind where he was. You guys get to the ladders and begin going up. In the speakers, you still keep hearing, hull breach detected, abandoned ship. Repeat, abandoned ship. Please proceed to the orderly fashion. What do you guys do once you get to the main level? The whole thing shakes again. From where you are, you see in the hallway, Song, on the ground, the back of his head completely blown out.
Which we probably went up this set of ladders, so we're here.
Yes.
All right, so let's start running towards the escape pods because they're down here.
Okay.
But maybe along the way, let's knock on the professor's door and see if he's home.
You guys don't need to do that. As soon as you get to the hallway, you see the half of the professor's body sprawled in the hallway from his quarters. Brain matter all across.
We'll keep running.
Okay, you go running past again. The whole thing shakes. You spare a look into Trostenek's quarters. Again, this time sitting in his bed, as he promised, gun in hand, all around the back of the wall in this horrific kind of thing. His wife's note in his hand. And you guys race down. The whole thing shakes again, too. And there's just this static that's coming over the speaker now. You guys get down into the escape pods. You can all fit into one. As you get in, you can see something, some kind of mist is beginning to fill up the hallway. You don't need to make an engineering check to know you do not want to breathe that because it will burn your lungs out. You hit a button and it seals down. You guys are injecting yourself out into drift. What will this do? How will you get lost? You hammer a button, and as it ejects from there, the whole thing shakes. The pod trembles as a thrusters fire around, lighting up that kind of port, and you see yourself released from the Chimera. In a brief moment of weightlessness precedes the G-force of the rocketing pod. The Chimera falls away through the small, transparent aluminum window in the pod. Rifts pepper the hull, and smaller explosions continue to rip through the vessel. However, Instead of the blackness of space, you guys see a cavernous room that surrounds the Chimera. Thick cables, some of which are on fire, suspend the ship in the center of this vast chamber. Walls and ceilings of this space, barely visible in the firelight, are corrugated metal surfaces. A wide window high up on one wall provides a view of an empty control room, the glow of a few monitors dimly illuminating it. Massive pistons attached to the Chimera's underside, clearly built to move the ship as if it were in flight or if it suffered impact. A tube has been attached to the ship's forward airlock. Among all this fakery, the explosions continue to blow the Chimera apart. The escape pod you're in lurches as bands of metal suddenly eclipse your windows. And after a massive explosion and a tremor, there's a whooshing sound accompanying the feeling of horizontal movement until suddenly you stop and you the bands go away. You look at the transparent aluminum window and you wonder, what will you find beyond?
Think we passed?
And that brings us to the end of the Chimera Mystery.
Nice.
Nice.
So,
Awesome.
For those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for our special Halloween edition of two-part Starfinder adventure. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the adventure, or the game, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, if you have any other questions or don't want to leave a comment that way, you can find a link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have channels dedicated to Starfinder, to every campaign we run on the channel, every game we've run on the channel, as well as a bunch of other great stuff like finding a group, like discussing sort of games, like getting advice for setting up virtual tabletops. Lots of great stuff, lots of great people, and you are more than welcome to join us there. In addition, you can find, if you enjoyed this, you can join us for any of the games we run on the channel by clicking on the subscribe button, or you can join us as a viewer, I should say, clicking on subscribe, clicking on the bell icon to be notified when we go live. And you can also find the schedule for the Dungeon Musings channel on the community tab of the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. I also post it every Sunday night to my Twitter account. You can find me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, and on the Dungeon Musings Discord server too. So lots of ways to keep track of the game and lots of ways to be notified for when we're going live. You can also reach me by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. Last thing I will say is a huge thank you to the players. So Carl, though you had to leave earlier, and Dave and Arlen and George, I've already played 2 games, or another game today with these guys too, so these guys happily indulge my inclination to play some Starfinder. Guys, thank you so much for playing. I had so much fun running this for you. I hope you enjoyed.
It was great.
Yeah.
And I will say as well too, a huge congratulations to Jason Keeley, the author of this adventure. I love this adventure. It was a ton of fun to read, a ton of fun to run, so Jason, well done on a terrific adventure.
Yeah, it's really well written.
Yeah.
So then, guys, last thing I will say is for those listening at home who are joining us during the current crisis, or who are watching this during the current crisis, we hope that we've given you a few hours of time to turn your mind off of the troubles of our world. Think of the troubles that our heroes find themselves in. And we hope this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. And until we see you again, happy gaming.